to the High Noon Report. We're playing the theme now.
Welcome to the High Noon with Pugs, Moran. Daily news from celebrities, maybe I ran. Get your water cooler fix.
Yeah.
Get your water cooler fix.
Okay.
Show runs on your tip.
I see the chat room filling in.
Water cooler fix.
Hey, there it goes. Now it fades out. Fades out. All right, that is our theme song by the hot San Francisco band Witch Kitty. Actually, it's Rob. Rob from the chat room. Although I haven't seen Rob lately. Apparently, Rob's too big for the chat room these days. Hey, everybody, welcome in to the High Noon Report. I am Pugs Moran. Hold on. Got to do this. We do this every Monday through Friday. High noon-ish. Yeah, 12:05 today, whatever. Come on, smart TV. You know how much I hate my smart TV. Typically, I don't have the TV on during the show because I find it to be distracting. But we got some silly stuff happening in the world of politics. And we don't do politics on this show. Okay? That is not, I don't like divisiveness. I don't like Republicans. I don't like Democrats. I don't like liberals. I don't like, if you describe yourself in any of those ways proudly, I'm just going to shake your hand, nod, and walk away. I don't, come on, man. Let's stop that. So that's not what we do here. Every day we try and find the other things that we can pick apart. That don't have anything to do with how you vote. I hate it. Anyway, we got a speaker thing going on today. The Speaker of the House in America. This show is, if nothing else, it's about everything that's happening in the moment. Breaking news, whatever it is that people are buzzing about. We try and do it and cover it and talk about it without being, partisan, but doesn't mean we can't enjoy the circus, right? And that's what's going on right now in Congress. They're trying to vote. I don't know. They put up Jim Jordan. Jordan ain't got a chance in hell. There ain't no way Jim Jordan's going to be Speaker of the House. And I'm not going to say that would be a terrible thing. I'm not going to say that would be a great thing because, as I just said, we don't do politics here. But that guy's a tool bag. I memean, come on, man. He reminds me of a dude my mom dated when I was younger. I hated that guy the minute I saw him. I go, I know that guy. I know. All right, here's what's happening. All right, so they're doing a speaker vote. Is this the first vote? I'm watching it on CNN. You guys probably maybe have it on the TV as well. All right, what are we looking at right now? Jordan's got 45 votes. Jeffries has 53. Dude, Hakeem Jeffries, he's just like, I'll do it. Of course he will. He's in the minority party. That'd be a first. All right, so we're not going to get bogged down on this because he certainly ain't going to win it on the first vote. I don't think he's going to win it at all. I really don't. And again, that's not being partisan. I just don't see how the math works out for him. It's got to be other, Republicans that could maybe get what? Hey, the dog has now taken to playing with her new bone during the show. And during the show is the only time when she wants to play with it on the tile floor. So it goes constantly. What are you doing? All right, never mind. She's going to be fine. Never mind. Let's not get distracted. Remember why I don't put the TV on? All right, we do the show, as I said, every Monday through Friday. It's hot topics, current events, everything that you need to know about the world that's happening. Is that her or is that me? I might be doing that with my manic leg movements. Hold on. All right, let's try this. No, that's definitely her. All right. Hot topics, current events, trends, whatever it is that people are talking about in the world, whatever it is that's happening, we're going to cover it here. And we do it, as I say, every day, Monday through Friday at noon. Today's show is executive produced by the likes of April, Leslie, and Christina. Guys, this show runs on your tips and your gratuities. This is what I do. I put this whole damn thing together every day. We do it. We've been doing it now for 2 years. We're heading into our third year. You people tip. You like what you hear. I'm a bartender. I appreciate it. Yesterday was a very, very good day. This show raised $60, which I know in most people's mind is like, that's what you made in a day? Well, around here, it's cause for celebration. These three ladies, they always tip. They're wonderful tippers. But these three ladies combined for a big tip day. So thank you. They're going to share the executive producer. They didn't all give over the $20 limit, but some did, and some got close, and that's why they are the shared executive producers on today's show. If you would like to be an executive producer of this show, all you got to do is tip the day before. That's right. Actually, if you want to be an executive producer, all you got to do is tip over $20. The rest of you, like my man Pete. Oh boy, hey Peter, how we doing today? My boy Peter, he's an associate producer today. Peter's doing a bit. Peter's been tipping every day the Rangers win. So, or before every Ranger game. I don't know what it is. I appreciate it though, Peter. Thank you very much. It's a small amount, but whatever. That's what we like here. It all adds up. So thank you, ladies. You really, I saw that yesterday. I was like, Jesus, we've never made $60. Oh, actually, that's not true. I mean, people have done like big one-time tips where they drop like bang. But as far as like, tippers, thank you very much. Thank you so much to you folks. But don't let it end there because really, that's, we could still use the help. What else do I need to mention before we get started? Oh yeah, I got to tell you how the show rolls. We do it. I like to call it 4 quarters. It's 4 quarters. It's 4 different segments. The first segment, something we call erstwhile on this day. Previously on, we go back. We look at things that have occurred on this day in history. Second is second quarter. What is that noise? There is a noise, and it's not the dog. I don't know what it is. Like the whole building could collapse. I have no idea what that noise is. There's this weird. That's it. What is that? What is that? I'm going to be distracted. Second quarter birthdays. Third quarter people who died. We look at the people who died on this very day, and then we look at their life resumes, and we decide whether or not, they're going to heaven or hell. That's a fun game. We get to sit in judgment of famous people and decide whether they're in heaven or hell. Then after that, that's the third quarter. After erstwhile on this day, the birthdays and the mornings, people who've died. Then we move on to all of the events of the day. Okay, so if you're ready to get this thing on the road, that noise is going to drive me nuts. Got to find out what the noise is. Holy shit, I'm going through like a whole telltale heart kind of thing here. I don't know what this noise is. And I know you people can't hear it. I thought it was the dog dropping her bone on the tile floor out there, but it's not. All right, let's move on to the show. That's okay. This will be fun for you, though. You will watch somebody slowly be driven mad while ranting about the day's news. That's got to be something. You don't see that every day. So here we go. All right, it's the High Noon Report for the 17th day of October, year of our Lord, 2023. October 7th. I got to see what this noise is. I'm sorry. I know this is crazy. Got to see what this. Oh, I think I know what it is. Hold on. No! Oh my God! Oh, you jerk! Are you out of your mind? Oh! Oh no! Oh! Oh, you guys. All right. You know what? A little bit of a distraction here on today's show. Did you look at this nonsense? Yeah, it was the dog. And there was some destruction going on. She's being a real butthole today. I mean, we still love her and all, but... Ugh. All right, so the noise I was hearing. Get in here. Get in here. Come on. Oh, yeah, you know you're in trouble. You go lay down. So the noise I was hearing was, this is her harness that she needs because she can't be walked like a normal animal because she's not a normal animal, are you? So, because she pulls and she's got this thing that she can do with her neck where she like somehow makes her neck really, and she'll slide right out of her leash. She'll like do this thing. Oh, and then she'll run, and then she runs, and then she makes the fat middle-aged man chase her for, it's not fun. So she was chewing on her harness, and it appears she may have broken her harness. She sure did. Look, she chewed up her harness. She chewed it all up. Now it's not going to work anymore because she's a jerk. She hasn't destroyed anything in years. Okay. Well, we don't have a harness now. And yeah, that's not gonna. That is not a thing that is duct tape. Maybe maybe every time I walk, I'm gonna have to duct tape. Okay, so the harness is broken. Maybe there's a way to buy another clip. Oh wait, could I like buy another one of these clips? Maybe like at a Home Depot. I don't know. Guys, let me tell you. I don't have room on the plate for that one. That's just another one of these little micro inconveniences that I'm dealing with at the moment. But let's get started. It's the High Noon Rant for the 17th day of October, year of our Lord, 2023. It's the 290th day of the year. There are 75 more of these remaining until the end of the year. I'm going to let you inside my head now, which is a place absolutely nobody wants to be. Stay out of here. That's my co-host, Schizophrenic Me. He is the voice inside my head. I don't think I'm going to be able to get past this. I'm really mad that she ate her harness. Because now I'm thinking, where's her choker collar? I don't even know where her choker collar is anymore because we got rid of the choker collar because I thought it seemed mean. Thought the choker collar seemed mean. So we moved on from the choker collar and we went to the harness, and now she's destroyed the harness. So now we're back to the mean choker collar. That's all we got. You're not getting a new harness. You're just not. She took it out of her box. Like she's got like, all of her things are in a box, like her leashes and all that stuff. She has never gone in that box and destroyed anything ever till just now. All right. What do you say we get started with today's show? Let's get moving. Let's just distance ourselves from this incredibly new and fresh inconvenience. You're seeing how a crazy person processes micro inconveniences right now. All right, folks, let's do Erstwhile on this day. This is Erstwhile. These are events that have occurred on this day. They're not all of them. They're the ones that I found to be interesting. Something I thought that maybe I could rant for a couple of minutes on. So let's get started. Here we go. On this day, Erstwhile, previously on October the 17th. 1781, the American Revolutionary War. British General Charles, the Earl of Cornwallis, surrenders at the siege of Yorktown. That was a big one, right? What are they doing? They're cheering something. Hold on. They're cheering something at the speaker. Did they elect somebody? I don't know. I'm not going to be distracted by this stupid speaker vote. Yorktown, that was a big one, right? And Yorktown, I've heard of it, of all the battles, like from the Revolution, Yorktown seems like a big one. On this day, I'm a dumb guy, so I can't really give you more specifics on Yorktown. Other than I think there's a boat named that now. On this day in 1814, erstwhile, 8 people die in the London beer flood. The London beer flood. You know what the London beer flood was? This was, I never heard of it, so I clicked on it and I read about it. And woo, how fun is this? So back in 1814, on this day, they were storing beer, this brewery, this big scene. I don't know if you've ever seen like a Charles Dickens film or, London back in this time was like everybody was on top of each other. It was like their alleyways were small and everything was cramped together. So there was this giant brewery. It was the largest brewery in England, I'll have you know, and it had whole bunches of gigantic kegs, 22 foot tall wooden casks filled with porter. There was like dozens of them. I mean, we're talking hundreds or thousands of gallons of porter. And one of them burst. And then when it burst, the one next to it burst, and then it became like a domino effect, and it created a wall of porter that knocked down the supports for the building, causing the entire building to collapse, and the wave of porter beer smashing across the little alleyway there. Like if you picture, please, can I have like those like dingy, it's all close together. Wave of beer smashed into a tenement building where a bunch of poor people were living. Whole bunch of them almost drowned. 8 of them died. And here's the irony. The 8 of them who died were at a wake. They all got killed in a way. That's the beer flood, the great beer flood in England, London, the great London beer flood of 1814. On this day in 1907, Marconi begins the first commercial transatlantic wireless service. Marconi plays the mamba. He's dude that invented radio, I guess. I don't know, whatever. On this day in 19... Why did you let your prize invention turn into such a slag heap of regret and sadness? That's what radio has become in America. Oh, bile and anger, too. I forgot about that. Bile, anger, regret, sadness. Let's see. On this day in 1931, Al Capone is convicted of income tax evasion. Hey, get him any way you can, right? Get him any way you can. Capone. Yeah, we knew he did a whole bunch of other stuff, but he was slippery. Couldn't get him. Got him on income tax evasion. Cross those, dot those I's and cross those T's, I guess. On this day in 1933, Albert Einstein flees Nazi Germany and moves to the United States, New Jersey. Chose New Jersey, moved to New Jersey. Well, Princeton. I think that's what it was. I don't think he went... I've always wanted to live in Jersey. I don't think that was it. I think it had to do with like what college he became like the dude at. On this day in 2018, the recreational use of cannabis is legalized in Canada. Cannabis legalized in Canada in 2018. Yeah, we're still waiting here 5 years later. America's still... Okay, whatever. That's going to do it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Not a whole lot of great things. Not, you know. Let's do some birthdays. What do you say? Donna, Donna, Donna. They say it's their birthday. Wanna, wanna, wanna. I can't play Beatles music on this stream. Let's see here. Celebrating a birthday today, born on this day in 1902. Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday, Irene Ryan. Irene Ryan. You know who she is? She's Granny. Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies. Okay. All right. I'll tell you a little mind-blowing fact about Irene Ryan, Granny. Oh, jeez. Are you ready for this? When Irene Ryan was cast to play Granny, she was only 4 years older than I am now. That's it. That's it. She was 58 years old when she was cast to play. She was 58 years old when she was cast. That is not a feel good, is all I'm saying. Let's see here. Born on this day in 1918, Rita Hayworth. Rita, all right, Rita, let's open up the books. Rita Hayworth. Who's Rita Hayworth? She's one of those people your grandpa was probably hot for. Sex symbol from a long time ago. Now, one of my running irritations about life, in life, I should say. Well, I have many irritations about life in general, but those are more existential questions, and certainly this is not the place for those. That's more of a late night stream. Anyway, my point is this. I think Marilyn Monroe is wildly overrated. This whole idea that Marilyn Monroe is beautiful. I always say there were a bunch of other beautiful women back then who were far more beautiful than Marilyn Monroe. So here we got one. We got one, Rita Hayworth. Let's check her out. I don't know. Let's see. Is she more beautiful than Marilyn Monroe? Let's see what old Rita Hayworth is looking like. Okay. All right. So we're going to scroll through some of these. Boom. There you go. It's her birthday. Is she more attractive than Marilyn Monroe? I'm going to have to look at a couple of these before I think I know where I'm going. That almost looks like Marilyn, right? Does this kind of a similar vibe to Marilyn Monroe? Have you ever seen the Marilyn Monroe pictures where she's got like that strawberry blonde red hair? That's pretty good. Rita Hayworth looking pretty good there. She's mean. She's going to take your money. That one's going to take your money. Oh, that one in color. Very nice. That one again. Okay, that's a little bit toothy, but you know what? Here it is. Here's what I'm saying. Rita Hayworth is better looking than Marilyn Monroe. The judges ruled. Rita Hayworth, born on this day. When? What year? 1918. Born on this day in 1938. Oh my God. I'm a Gen X kid, so this guy's on my Mount Rushmore. My Mount Rushmore of youthful stupidity. This is, ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday, Evel Knievel. He's dead, so let's not, but happy birthday. Happy birthday, Evel Knievel. I loved Evel Knievel. Evel Knievel to me was Elvis. Like he was as big as Elvis to me. And I know that he wasn't, but I was 8, right? And so, he was jumping over things. And the best part about Evel Knievel is that he was bad at jumping over things. People were watching for the crashes. God, he meant a lot. We had the toys, us Gen X boys. We had the Evel Knievel toys. You have to crank this thing and pull it back, and it would go, terrorizing dogs and cats with the Evel Knievel toys. I had the Evel Knievel funny car. I had the Evel Knievel rocket. I had the Evel Knievel motorcycle. I had multiple Evel Knievel motorcycles. I had the Robbie Knievel. I had them all. I went second generation. That's how big I was. That's how big I was on Evel Knievel. Even Gen X, when you think about Gen X, we had masculine role models. You know what I mean? There was no, I understand. Look, I'm not making any comment about today. I'm just saying, as an old man, when I was 8 years old, we had thrill-seeking daredevils like Evel Knievel. Happy birthday to him. We had gods like Muhammad Ali, right? We had real men to emulate like Bruce Jenner. Ha! See what I did there? But think about 8-year-old me. Evel Knievel, Muhammad Ali, Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner on every box of cereal I ever ate between 1978 and 1985. Bruce Jenner, the greatest athlete America ever produced in this Cold War era. Bruce Jenner. That's why we're all screwed up. It is. It's why. It's why we Gen X men are all so screwed up. I'm telling you, the people who benefited the most from the whole Bruce to Caitlyn whole situation. You got the Kardashians, you got the E Network, and you got therapists with primarily Gen X male patients. Those are the people who benefited most from Bruce Jenner. I always think of those three together. I always think of Evel Knievel, Bruce Jenner, and maybe Stallone too, if we're going to include some actors. But as far as like being an 8, 9-year-old kid, man, that was it. That was the big three. It was Bruce Jenner, the athlete. It was Evel Knievel, the stuntman, and it was Muhammad Ali, the badass. Happy birthday to you, Evel Knievel. Born on this day in 1947. Here's a good one. This is good. This guy's awesome. This guy's been awesome for so long. And what's awesome about him is that he started out like I would not expect much to have come from him. But he's just such a talented guy. It is Michael McKean's birthday. Michael McKean. And when I say I wouldn't have expected much, because we all got to know Michael McKean as Lenny of Lenny and Squiggy on Laverne and Shirley, a truly terrible and stupid situation comedy. Oh, what am I saying, right? Look, I know, it's my generation. Doesn't hold up. Watch an episode of Laverne and Shirley today. It is so stupid. Look, you want to hear my TV hot take? I'm a bit of a TV snob. You know this. You want to hear my TV hot take? Gary Marshall was a complete hack. Gary Marshall was terrible at TV. He made hits, but he made stupid shows. Gary Marshall is not Norman Lear, okay? He's not. Those were the two dominant guys creating situation comedies back in the 1970s. Gary Marshall was doing dumb shit that my 8-year-old ass thought was the height of comedy. And, then you got Norman Lear doing like just this immense work of satire. Just for a decade plus, this guy was the satirical compass for comedy in America. He was great. Anyway, there you go. Happy birthday to, whose birthday is it? Michael McKean. Yeah, Lenny and Squiggy. Oh, you know what? Michael McKean, he's had sort of a fun career. Like he's sort of been able to do, I think, whatever he wanted. He didn't get rich off being Lenny and Squiggy, but then he went back into comedy. He popped up on Saturday Night Live once. Like he was like as a cast member. Like he was a cast member on Saturday Night Live for like a season. And then he started doing acting, and then he ended up, it was his work on Saturday Night Live for that one season that I think kind of changed his trajectory. And that's because he started working with Chris Guest. And that, of course, led to Spinal Tap, which made Michael McKean one of the stars of one of the great comedies of all time, which kind of cements your legacy in any way. Then he goes on, he does Better Call Saul. He's tremendous as Saul's older brother, who's got a crazy, he's terrific. Anyway, I did want to show something to you here. Let's watch this. I don't know if we're going to need to watch the entire thing, but this was from when Michael McKean was on Saturday Night Live. Michael McKean on Saturday Night Live once did, and I think it was Dan Aykroyd who was. Yes, it is. It's Dan Aykroyd. Okay, let me make sure I can pull. Oh, yeah. Let's see this. Yeah, it is. It's Dan Aykroyd. Okay, this was a Saturday Night Live bit that I always remembered. And it was Michael McKean portraying Howard Stern, like Lenny from Lenny and Squiggy, Michael McKean, David St. Hubbins from Spinal Tap, if you like. Yeah, let me make this bigger. There we go. Let's watch this. I remember thinking it was a good Howard Stern impression, but I haven't rewatched it. I found it earlier today and I wanted to rewatch it here with you guys. So let's see. Is this a good Howard Stern impression? I remember at the time thinking it was great. This is from Saturday Night Live, I don't know, probably 35 years ago, something. I don't know. Here we go. It's Dan Aykroyd playing Rush Limbaugh, as will become obvious, and Michael McKean playing Howard Stern.
Well, it's all coming true.
Madam, that is because I am right 99.5% of the time. This has been proven in clinical trials. But this is what I have been saying about this president. He doesn't understand that words mean things.
Well, mega dittos.
We're about out of time. Thank you for your call.
Mega dittos.
All right, we're out of here. Until tomorrow, this is Rush Limbaugh with talent on loan from God, saying, I told you so.
That wasn't right. But I get it.
Rush, you got a couple of visitors.
Send them in, send them in.
Howard, Robin, come on in.
How you doing, Rush? No. Don't get up. Don't get up. It's all right. As king of all media, I was out surveying my realm. I thought I'd stop in and say hello.
All right. I am sorry, sir. The face is familiar, but I'm having trouble with the name.
You're joking, right? I mean, this is a joke.
Wait a minute. It'll come to me.
Don't strain yourself, big boy. He doesn't know who I am. I can't believe this.
Oh, let me do it, boys.
All right.
Rush Limbaugh, Howard Stern, Howard Rush.
All right, very good. Thank you, Rob.
And who is this exquisite creature?
Oh.
What? It's Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin.
All right. Yeah, it's a bad Saturday Night Live bit. It's not as good a Howard Stern as I remember, but it is Michael McKean's birthday as Howard Stern. Happy birthday, Michael McKean. Born on this day in 1947. Born on this day in 1948. Man, we watched her die. Literally watched her die. And then we watched her come back to life. And then we heard the news reports that she had died again. Of course, I'm talking about the tragic Margot Kidder. Margot Kidder, born on this day in 1948. Remember last year? Just last year, man. She was in her Mini Cooper, racing up and down the streets of Santa Monica. She drove right into a house, exploded the house, died and caught on fire inside the car. She was trapped. It took them forever to get her out. They pulled her out on the stretcher. There was a news helicopter hovering over as they pull Margot Kidder from the car on the stretcher into the ambulance. The camera and the helicopter is showing the whole thing, and Margot Kidder is there, and she's covered up like she's dead. And then she sits up and she grabs at the paramedics. Oh my God. It was horrifying. You guys remember that? Happy birthday, Margot Kidder. You were born on this day. And the way you went out was memorable. Born on this day in 1948. Also born on this day in 1948. Here's someone we all love. Not that we don't love Margot Kidder. She had her problems, But happy birthday, George Wendt. No. Gonna be where everybody knows your name. Wabba-da-ba-da-ba. Norm from Cheers, George Wendt, born on this day in 1948. Here I found this. I found this the other day. If you listen to the nighttime stream, we do a stream at night when applicable. It wasn't applicable last night. Hold on. God, we got some stuff going on here. Nope, never mind. Okay. I said on the high noon, or at the high noon, the Radio Misfits stream, 9:00, typically Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but there are interruptions. I said on the Radio Misfits 9 p.m. stream with James that I had fallen into a hole where I was watching these people sort of explore closed down theme parks, like around the country. Around the country, there's a whole bunch of like former permanent theme parks, that have closed down due to whatever. And they're just there, and they're just roller coasters covered in vines, and it's really cool. And there's a whole bunch of them on YouTube. So one of them that I watched was Old Chicago, which was an amusement park when I was a kid. Old Chicago was like my mecca. It wasn't that far. All the other amusement parks were so far from the South Side. This one wasn't. This was in Bolingbrook. It was manageable. But here's the thing about the Old Chicago amusement park when I was a little kid. It was indoors. Yeah, there was no such thing as a roller coaster indoors. That wasn't a thing in 1978. I mean, it is now with the Mall of America and, all that kind of stuff. But back then, they just built this gigantic structure and they put roller coasters in there and all that. Anyway, it was the greatest thing ever. And it failed miserably because they tried. Here's what they did. So they tried to do originally what the Mall of America had success with. Old Chicago's game plan was they're going to create an amusement park in Chicago that is year round. Because, if you wanted to ride a roller coaster and you were a kid in Chicago, you had to wait to between, May and October. Other than that, nothing was open. It's too cold. Anyway. So it was indoors and it was really cool. And they were like, yeah, we got all this space. Why don't we turn it into a shopping mall? That's what the Mall of America did. The Mall of America turned it into an actual shopping mall with like a Gap and a Sparrow and a Sears. That's what the Mall of America did. Old Chicago, a couple of years before that, didn't do that. They didn't. They went with like niche stupid stores. It was awful. It was like the worst mall ever. There were no name brand stores. I think the guy who built the place owned every store in there. And it wasn't like, it was like just nothing but gift shops. It was awful and it failed miserably. Anyway, my point is this. It's George Wendt's birthday. I remember George Wendt. George Wendt was the dude that was in all the Old Chicago commercials long before he was in Cheers. He was Cheers was weird. Because two of the big stars on Cheers, Shelley Long and George Wendt, were both mainstays on local Chicago commercials when I was growing up. Both of them were from Chicago and they're models and all that stuff. So they started working. But anyway, here, I wanted to show you this. Look at young George Wendt. This is, he's not even that fat. This is young Norm. This is an old Chicago commercial from, I think this is 1978, it says. Okay, here you go. This was my mecca as a kid, boy. This is the only place I ever wanted to go. He's having a birthday. Where is it? It's not Old Chicago. I don't want to go. Here you go.
Old Chicago's great. It's all brand new. There's lots of fun for you and you.
Make your own fun at the Fun Factory.
There's family fun in every way.
In Old Chicago, a family can still afford to be a family.
No!
So have an old Chicago day.
And this weekend, don't miss Old Chicago's Oktoberfest Carnival Party.
Yeah, don't miss that. That voiceover dude, that dude was born in like 1905, still doing voiceovers in 1978. Sounded like he's 80. Happy birthday, George Wendt. You're a man. We love you. Everybody loves Norm. Here's somebody else that everybody loves. Certainly everybody in Chicago. That's right. Another one, a legend. Although before you get all uppity, he's a Texan. He's a diehard Texan. This man brought a whole bunch of Texans up to Chicago. Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday and keep him in your thoughts. The great Mongo McMichael, Steve McMichael, American football player, Hall of Famer. Yeah, he just won his induction. But here's the thing. He's dying. He's got MS, and it's really sad. And Chicago media and Chicago news is like all over it. He's like our guy, and so people. Steve McMichael, happy birthday. He was such a vibrant dude. You remember McMichael? I mean, even if you're not like a football fan, maybe you're a wrestling fan. You remember him from the WWE days or AEW or whatever it was that he did. He was so full of life. He was so funny. Steve, he's not dead. He is not dead. But he isn't the Steve McMichael that we remember. And so that's why we need to keep him in our thoughts. And he's bedridden. I don't know that he can speak. He's not doing well. So there you go. Happy birthday to you, Steve McMichael. Born on this day in 1957. A Texan who made Chicago his home. And I'm just the opposite. Alan Jackson, born on this day in 1958. Alan Jackson, American singer. We need a guy to water skis in the video wearing jeans. Isn't that him? Isn't that how I know him? Didn't he do a video where he was like water skiing, but he's wearing jeans and a cowboy hat? Kind of like that guy. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I kind of like that. I did. Let's see here. Born on this day in 1962, the greatness. Oh my God, another fantastic Texan. He's from Garland, don't you know? Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Judge, a true genius. Mike Judge. Mike Judge is so great. You know, he's another one, man. It's like, you know, the generation that sees the new talent, they never really recognize it or at least give it its full thing. I mean, I remember the way people derided Mike Judge. Beavis and Butthead. That was it. Oh, he's the Beavis and Butthead guy. Yeah, he's the wittiest motherfucker I've ever seen. That dude is one of the quickest wits and smartest and best writers and greatest creators of satire. I mean, if you were think about that, like the first time you remember Mike Judge, it was kind of like, oh, some stoner with a crayon box made some. No, man. Same can be said for Trey Parker and Matt Stone. They were another two when South Park first came out. Remember how derided they were by the establishment? Oh, they are nothing but punks. That's what they are. They are destroying satire. Really? South Park destroyed satire. Okay, maybe they changed it. Maybe they bent it to their whims because that's what the next generation does. Who we got now? Norm Macdonald. Oh my God. Speaking of another dude, one of the greats. Norm Macdonald, born on this day in 1959. We lost Norm 3 years ago. That sucked ass. That was terrible. Norm Macdonald knew he was going to die. Norm Macdonald did a Yul Brynner thing, right? Did Norm Macdonald do that stand-up special? He recorded, like when he knew it was like the last couple of weeks of his life, didn't he shoot that special in his living room where he used all of the, I never saw that. I never saw it because when it was released, it just seemed too dark. No matter how much of a brilliant guy I think Norm Macdonald is, I didn't want that. Couldn't handle it. I govern the amount of bummer news and bummer things that come across my plate. I do. That's why I'm not a great friend when people, recently have been in need. Yeah, I can't. I got my own plate that's full. I love you. I'll give you a hug, but I can't. I wonder if it's any good. I mean, maybe now it's time that I can go and I can watch the Norm Macdonald stand-up I'm Dying special and, maybe appreciate it for what it really is instead of letting, the fact that I'm bummed out that he's dead. And now I'm pretty okay with the fact that he's dead. You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't my brother or my mom or anything like that or my kid. I'm okay. Like, he died a couple years ago. I'm good with it. So maybe now's the time I watch it. Happy birthday, Norm Macdonald, born on this day in 1959. Did I miss Norm Macdonald? Wait, did I skip over Norm Macdonald? Because it says Mike Judge 62, Norm Macdonald, whatever, moving on. 1968, born on this day, Ziggy Marley. Marley. Born on this day in 1972. Here's another real one. Eminem. Happy birthday, Eminem. Shady. So, hold on. What's going on with the speaker's race? Jordan does not appear to have votes for the speaker. You need 217 to be the speaker. Jeffries has 212. He needs 5 more. He ain't getting there ain't 5 more. I mean, that just means that every Democrat has voted for him. I don't think did any Republicans vote for him? Come on. Ain't gonna happen. Who am I kidding? It would be funny though. That would be like the funny thing. Like if you were rooting for funny, that would be it. I don't know what's going on with this country legislatively anymore. I have no idea. There's just a whole bunch of people. There's a camera chained on the floor of the Congress. This looks like absolute pandemonium. People just mulling about, wandering around, standing with their arms crossed. My God, just a bouillabaisse of 4s, 5s, and 6s. Where are the attractive people in our United States Congress? I always thought I couldn't run for elected office because I wasn't attractive enough. And I'm looking at these people and I'm like, holy crap. I mean, they're just, they're shampooed. They're wearing clothes that look nice, but they ain't attractive. There we go. There's a hottie. Who's she? I like her. Who is she? Now, anyway, all right, we're getting distracted. Let's move on. Those birthdays. We got more birthday. Eminem's birthday. Why did I stop on Eminem's birthday? He's a real one. He's a big timer. Happy birthday, Eminem. Big deal. 1972 he was born. Born on this day in 1974, John Rocker. John Rocker. He's the best. I'm surprised. I'm surprised John Rocker didn't, make more of a reappearance during the Trump years. Doesn't that feel like that should have been a thing? Doesn't it feel like John Rocker should have been nominated to the Supreme Court or something? Doesn't that seem like something that he missed out on? Like that he probably, I don't know. Anyway, happy birthday, John Rocker. Born on this day. I saw him once on McKinney Avenue. He was, I guess he used to hang out and drink there. We were walking down the street and somebody goes, "Hey, that's John Rocker," and I'm like, "What?" And I looked at him. I'm like, "Yeah, I guess it is." Kind of had a John Elway vibe. Oh, yeah, I looked at him like, he kind of looks like John Elway to me. Born on this day, maybe it wasn't John Rocker, huh? How about that? Born on this day in 1974, John Rocker. Born on this day in 1983, Felicity Jones. I don't know who she is. She's got an old lady name. Like Felicity Jones should be an actress in her 60s. And Dame Felicity Jones, right? It sounds like that. In Jane Austen's lady stuff, the Dame. How old is Felicity Jones? She's young, right? And is she one of them new Star Wars people? Oh my God, she's like 16. What is she? Oh no, she's older. She just looks young. She's 40. All right. Oh my God. Oh, does she have an old lady name? Her name is Felicity Rose Hadley Jones. Dame Felicity Rose Hadley Jones. She's 40. She looks like she's 15. All right. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Felicity Jones. There you go. That's going to do all the birthdays. Now we move on to the fun part. That's right. Now we move on to the people who have died. This is where we take a look at all the people who have passed away on this day. We take a gander at their life's resume and decide by our own understanding of heaven and hell, where'd they go? That's the question we asked, so let's get into it. First and foremost, dead on this day in 1991, Tennessee Ernie Ford. Tennessee Ernie Ford was an early country music artist, 1940s and 1950s. He did that song, "You load 16 tons, and what do you get?" That was him. That was Tennessee Ernie Ford. We're going to put him in heaven. You know why? Because I ain't no dick about him. And Tennessee Ernie Ford, that sounds like yeah. You can always count on Tennessee Ernie Ford. He's going to heaven. He seems like he deserves it. Dead on this day in 2007, Joey Bishop. Oh, Joey Bishop is a dude. Joey Bishop. Joey Bishop. Do you know who Joey Bishop is? I'll tell you who Joey Bishop is. Joey Bishop was a mid-talent comedian who worked very hard, showed up for the gigs, was everywhere, glad-handed, networked well. That's who he was. He had some success, but he wasn't like, a big star yet. Hold on. Joey Bishop somehow ended up opening up for, it wasn't even Frank Sinatra. I think it was Dean Martin. And he started doing things for Dean that Dean found irreplaceable. And so Dean then introduced him to Frank, and then he started doing things for Frank. He was kind of like, he was a performer. Don't get around. He wasn't an assistant. He would do all of the things that a celebrity should do for themselves, but don't, that uses other, and he would do that for them. He would make sure Joey Bishop was a guy who advised Frank Sinatra on how he dressed. I mean, Frank Sinatra was a great dresser. It was like, so Joey Bishop, he was a member of the Rat Pack, right? So the Rat Pack, the people who took over Vegas during the filming of Ocean's 11. It was Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, Joey Bishop, and anybody else I'm missing? I don't know. Angie Dickinson, maybe. Shirley MacLaine. Whole bunch of hot young chicks running around. They went out to the desert. They filmed Ocean's 11. And for the months that they were filming that, they took over the strip. These are the famous Rat Pack shows that occurred on the sands. Joey Bishop is responsible for absolutely every one of those shows. Joey Bishop was the executive producer. Joey Bishop was the head writer. Joey Bishop was the director. All of the stuff that they did on stage that seemed so made up and on the spot was all stuff that was put together by Joey Bishop. Joey Bishop is the Rat Pack, is what I'm saying. He just made all those guys stand where he told them, and then they did the jokes that he wrote and the bits that he did and all that kind of stuff. Joey Bishop, man, a real one and a member of the Rat Pack. So, of course, he's going straight to hell. That's right. You can't be in the Rat Pack and go to heaven, which is another example of why I believe I want to go to hell. I think it's the more fun people. As look, if this little segment we do every day is any indication, you could go to heaven and hang out with Tennessee Ernie Ford, or go to hell and hang out with the Rat Pack. The entire Rat Pack is in hell, except for Frank. Frank probably has, back and forth privileges. Frank is probably one of the few people who can go back and forth. Who else would that be? Frank. Michael Jackson. No, not Michael Jackson. Frank. It's just Frank. It's just Frank who can go back and forth. There you go. All right. So Joey Bishop, he's in hell. Ernie Ford, dead on this day in 1991, is in heaven. Joey Bishop, dead on this day in 2007, he's in hell. Joey Bishop, in hell. Dead on this day in 2019, Elijah Cummings, American politician and civil rights advocate. Is he the good trouble guy? Is that who that is? He's in hell. Sorry, he's a politician. I've decided on that rule. I keep looking at these politicians and I go, do we put them in purgatory because we're not political? And then I'm like, no, you're a politician. Doesn't matter. Send them straight to hell. So there you go. All politicians from this point forward. It's not a hard rule, like Lincoln, you know what I mean? It's not a hard rule, but certainly any modern politician, they're all going to hell. I don't have time for it. I don't care. I'm sorry. You hooked your cart to that horse, the corrupt, skanky, divisive political horse. You're going to hell. All right, that's it. That's going to do it for all of the people who died. These are, let's see here, 1, 2, 3 quarters in the books. That's right. It's time now to get into the hot topics, the current events, all the things that we do here, the stuff people are talking about. High Noon Report, High Noon Rant, whatever you're comfortable calling it. Executive produced today by the great April, Leslie, and Christina. Thank you so much, ladies. Had a banner day yesterday, $60. Thank you so much. I just never made that much. I mean, in tips, that's just terrific. Thank you. It's not enough to make a living, but it's great. It is certainly a good start. And I know we can't replicate that today because that would be insane, but thank you so much. Appreciate it, ladies. All right. So Jordan does not appear to have the votes for speakership. Right now on Capitol Hill, floor of the House, they are. See if we can listen to what these people are doing.
The total number of votes cast is 432, of which the Honorable Jim Jordan of the state of Ohio has received 200 votes. The Honorable Hakeem Jeffries of the state of New York has received 212 votes.
Hi, Frank. Frank said I heard my name. What? Did I say Frankie's name? Oh, no, I was talking about Sinatra.
California has received 6 votes. Lee Zeldin of the state of New York has received 3.
Who?
The Honorable Steve Scalise of the state of Louisiana has received 7.
Scalise got 7.
The Honorable Mike Garcia of the state of California has received 1.
What happened with Scalise? I thought he was going to be the compromise guy. I read something. He was friends with David Duke 40 years ago. All right, that's probably a good one. Probably, if that's true, you probably want to keep him out of the speaker role. This is nonsense, man. The Speaker of the House. You guys, the Speaker of the House of the Representatives he's not the most important person in America, but he certainly is and can be when he wants the most powerful man. It's the reason he's third in line. The minute you exhaust the executive, which are the people that they were directly voted into the office, the president and the vice president, as soon as you've exhausted the executive, then they look around at everybody else, and it's the Speaker of the House. Speaker of the House, nobody could jack up a presidency quite like the Speaker of the House. So it's a very important role, and we don't have one. It's basically the guy that turns the key on the engine of this democracy, and I don't know. This is going to take forever. This is so stupid. We're not going to cover it ad nauseum because we just can't. Who knows what they're going to do, but this is not going to be settled. Remember McCarthy? Wasn't it 19 rounds? 19 rounds. And it takes an hour for every round. These people were not going to have a speaker. They're not going to come to. I mean, what is Matt Gaetz going to fall on his sword and go, I'm sorry, never mind, and call his dogs back? He's not. That is not compromise and shame and any kind of understanding of how this country works is not something that any of these people seem interested in. So any of them. Oh, Pugs, that's not fair. I'm sure there's, well, you know what? I ain't seeing them. I mean, I don't know. They seem like a bunch of idiots to me. Damn, never in the history of this government, never in the history of this country, never in the, I don't know, maybe somewhere, maybe in like Central America where they have some sort of fabricated phony version of our American, system, bicameral and whatnot. Well, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Maybe somewhere the majority party, the ruling party, has somehow lost their leadership because they couldn't get on. But not in America. This is crazy. The Republicans own the House, and they can't elect the speaker because they can't get their shit together. It's absurd. And we're at war, and we've got a thing coming, and they're just... Mike Rogers, who last week I applauded. I was like, good for Mike Rogers, because, I applaud these dudes who go against their party, whether it's Democrats going against the will of their party. I applaud these dudes, unless they're crazy going against them. Like that Ilhan Omar lady, she goes against the party all the time with like, let's close the police. I'm like, no. But, like Mike Rogers, I always thought, Mike Rogers and we probably ideologically would argue over beers, but he seems like at least a decent person. He seems like a right man. I may not like him, we may not agree, but, he doesn't seem like he would murder anybody. He doesn't seem like a bad person. And when he said that he would never under any circumstances vote for Jordan, we talked about it on the show, and I was like, good for him, man. That's good. Good for him standing up. And then Sean Hannity's producer called Mike Rogers and said, you'll never be on our show again. And guess what? Mike Rogers is now voting for Jim Jordan. That's what our government is. That's what it is. A producer from Sean Hannity's show. Puppeteering based on, you want to be on tonight? You want to be on ever again? Somebody was talking earlier today. I wasn't even listening, so I don't know what network I was watching, but they had said they were talking about how we live in an era where there are two kinds of politicians in the House of Representatives. There are legislators. There are people who come in, they're Bill Wonks. And these are the ones we don't know. The hundreds and hundreds of people that we don't know. It's because there are actually people there and they are doing the work. Now, some of them are corrupt and some of them are doing the work for corrupt purposes. And some of them are just jerks and they got terrible ideas and all that. But those are a kind of rep that we elect. People who go there and they actually do work. They try and do stuff. They try and pass bills. They write legislation they might lose. They sit on committees. And then there's the other kind, and they're known as the messengers. Those are the ones we know. Why? Because the messengers are the ones that go on TV. It's why a woman in Nebraska hates the representative from the Bronx. A woman in Nebraska shouldn't know who represents the people of the Bronx, but we live in a society where the messengers become the stars of the party, and that's what we're seeing right now. The messengers are all trying to, get their TV time and make their big splashes and, make their stands and pander to whoever it is that they have decided they want to pander to. And look, I am not excusing the Democrats. It's just that the Democrats are sitting on the sideline here. The Democrats have nothing to do with this. I'm sorry if that makes the right angry, but this is a right mess. And then you hear people, I saw somebody on Twitter today go, well, the Democrats are complicit because they're not voted for Jordan either. They're not. I'm like, what? You're asking the minority party? Are you fucking crazy? That's insane. You can never count on the other party. What is wrong with you? That is so stupid. That is so disingenuous. So this is a mess. And there you go. That's all we're going to talk about with the speaker. All right, let's get into some other things that are happening. Let's talk about Iran. We've got some situations in Iran. Now we've got situations in Israel. We've got Hamas. We've got the Gaza thing, all of that. But Iran is making noise. There are fears that the Gaza war could trigger a wider and more devastating Middle East war. These fears are growing as clashes with Iranian-backed Hezbollah intensify along Israel's northern border with Lebanon. And Israeli presses ahead with a plan for a ground incursion into Gaza aimed at destroying Hamas. Now, remember, So remember, we think of the Gaza Strip as like this long sort of, it's like a peninsula. It's like it's on the shore. It's a strip on the shore. At the north end of it, that's where we have problems with Hezbollah and all of their shit coming from Lebanon, which is at the northern end. Then we got the southern end. The southern end is where Hamas is. The southern end is where the Gaza border meets Egypt. And it's one of two. I think there's 3 exits now that they're letting people go out. There is the northern exit, and the southern exit is the one that's sort of the big one, because remember, they're pushing everybody from the north to the south. Why? Because it is believed that the Israeli army is going to make their ground incursion there in the north. So they want all the people out of there. Why the north? Well, because that they can fight and claim half of Gaza, and if they have to now worry about Hezbollah coming from the north, they're already there. So you can fight, instead of fighting 2 fronts, you can fight 1 front. And if you believe in your military, and Israel believes in their military, I mean, their military, if we're talking about just pure military options, there is nothing that Hezbollah or Hamas can throw at Israel that is going to make them break a sweat. Israel is a scary MFN military, and they're about to go ape shit. So what does this do to Iran? Because Israel is going to go in, and Israel is going to get attacked from Hezbollah, and Israel is going to open up on Hezbollah, and Israel is going to slaughter everybody. And now, so what is Iran going to do? Well, Iran is now saying that ain't going to happen, because we will get involved. That is also the reason we've now got a second carrier in the Mediterranean. That's the reason why we are moving heavy and significant American military sources and resources into that area, just to let everybody know we're watching. You know what I mean? Just to let everybody, that's where we are. And not going to have an opinion on that either way, but I can tell you this. If we didn't do that, oh my God, would Biden be raked over the coals? Could you imagine if Biden didn't just immediately throw all the military support at Israel as he could? Could you imagine? The criticisms are coming. They're blaming him for the Hamas attack, which is absolutely insane. Other people are blaming Trump. I'm like, he's not president anymore. What are you talking about, blaming Trump? Please stop it. Anyway, so we're worried about what Iran's going to do. The fears intensified late Monday evening with a warning from Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir Abdullahian. 40% confident I got that name 50% right. Hossein, seriously, the dude's last name is spelled capital A, Mirabd, BD, B next to a D. That's interesting. BDOLLAHIAAN. So yeah, I'm just going to call him Hussein. Hussein, the Iran's military. All right. The fears intensified late Monday with a warning from Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein that Iran's militia allies in what is called the Resistance Front against Israel could take unspecified preemptive action. They would do this to deter an Israel assault on Gaza. The likelihood that the war will spread to other fronts is approaching unavoidable stages, he said. Hossein wrote Monday on X, formerly known as Twitter, as Israel announced that it had ordered the evacuation of 28. Okay, so some military dude in Iran is going on Twitter and he's saying, we're going to activate everybody and it's going to be an all-out whatever. I would still take the Israeli military, backed by the full might and force of we, United States of America, and all our allies. I still take that over a bunch of sand rats who are about to be turned to glass. That's right. I've been wanting this for years. Oh, Pugs, what are you, a hawk? No, I'm really not. But I do want an end to these terrorist monkeys in the desert. I want them vaporized into glass. Oh, but what about the Palestinian people? Well, those are 2 separate things. I don't believe that all Palestinian people are, what did I call them? Sand rats. I don't believe that that's what they are. But I don't know what to do. Hopefully there are other people who have an answer for that. Because my desire to rid the world of this virus of thought that these people have, I heard an interesting conversation yesterday in which somebody was arguing that not all Palestinian people are anti-Semitic. And I think that's probably true. I mean, there's no way you could, yes, they are all, because there will at least be one Palestinian person somewhere who goes, actually, I don't have a problem with you. They aren't all. The problem is the ones in Gaza pretty much are. The government that the people of the Gaza Strip have voted for just once, by the way, too. That was it. There was one election. There was one election between the Palestinian Authority and Hamas. And it was like in 2007. And the people of the Strip voted for Hamas, and Hamas won power over the Palestinian Authority. The Palestinian Authority had had power since the formation of this new, when the PLO turned into like a political organization and they called themselves the Palestinian Authority. So they were given authority over Gaza. And then as part of that deal, they had to have elections within 5 years. So they took over, and then in 5 years they had elections. And guess what? They lost. And the people of Gaza, the Palestinians in Gaza, voted to empower a political organization, Hamas, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, not a political organization, but the people of Gaza who are there now voted to empower an organization who in their charter claim their goal is the end of the Israeli people, the Israeli lands, until all the Jews are driven from Israel. That is their charter. That is what the people of Gaza voted to empower. So I'm sorry. I'm not talking about the people of the West Bank. This turns into a humanitarian crisis with the Palestinians in District 1 and District 2 of the West Bank. That's a different issue. Those people didn't vote Hamas into power, but the people in Gaza did. And my heart breaks for all of the horrors that are going to befall these people. But what is it we like to say tongue-in-cheekily in this country? Elections have consequences. That's the long and the short of it. Do I sound like a monster? Maybe I do. Let's see here. As far as we're concerned, in the United States, we've got sailors and Marines going to the area. Again, this is part of our I'm not going to say intimidation, ease of access, convenience. I don't know. Should we be needed? If Iran decides to, get silly. The United States is sending an amphibious task force of thousands of U.S. sailors and Marines towards Israel, where they will be positioned aboard warships in case the conflict there with Hamas expands. Oh, in case. Two defense officials speaking on the condition of anonymity to discuss planned military movements said on Monday that the Bataan Amphibious Ready Group, numbering more than 4,000 sailors and Marines, will join a growing American fleet off the coast of Israel that will include 2 aircraft carriers and their associated escort ships. All right, there we have it. I mean, we're there. We're ready. We're all puffed up. Making sure that, it's kind of like you're in a bar. I'm not going to say you're with a bunch of friends, but let's say you're in a bar and a bunch of groups of people that know each other, maybe don't like each other. Maybe 2 guys from this group, they get into a little fight. You go outside in the parking lot. And maybe one of these dudes is Israel. I don't know. And he got sucker punched. That's what it's about. Yeah, that's it. He got sucker punched. He was at the bar. He was ordering a drink, and Hamas walks up behind him and sucker punches him. And it starts into a brawl in a bar, but we separate them, and now we're going to put him out in the parking lot. And Hamas, he's going to be here, and Israel is now going to get his chance. And here's the reason Hamas sucker punched Israel, because Israel could kick Hamas's ass if it was just a man-on-man fight in a parking lot. And now that's what we got. And the United States of America is like the big dude, their big tough friend that nobody wants to fuck with. That's who the United States of America is. And we're standing there in the parking lot as these 2 guys, and we're just kind of holding everybody back, making sure that nobody else jumps in. Because if anybody jumps in, now we got a problem. And that's essentially what our presence in the Mediterranean is. Standing there holding everybody back. Speaker race is going on right now. We talked about that. We can skip over it because we covered it as it was happening. Former President Trump, he's got some civil trial news. Former Trump org CEO testified yesterday that Trump's personal wealth appears on legal documents to have been greatly overstated. People even know he's not even a billionaire. He said, I'm worth $11 billion, because he needs to say that, because that means something to him. People thinking he has $11 billion, The dude, he doesn't, come on. He's not a real successful businessman. He's not. This is what I hate about the Trump thing. I loved this guy for years. Since the 1980s, I thought he was hysterical. Because see, I didn't take him seriously. But I thought he was cool. I thought he was funny. I mean, he was so into himself. You know, you kind of like that. He was almost like a pro wrestler in like a human suit. That's what I thought. If you had asked me in 1992 what I think of Donald Trump, that's how I would have described him. Oh, he's awesome. He's like this. But he's, you know, he needs people to think he's this, you know, so he's not, he's extremely rich. I mean, yes, he's very rich. I mean, he was left a lot of money. He's a rich kid. He's a silver spoon kid. Inherited a lot of money. So yeah, so now that's the New York State thing there is that it's now on record. He's got his CEO looking over his claimed income documents and saying that yes, his personal worth is overstated. We all knew that though. Today, the interesting thing though is that Trump is going to go face to face in court with Michael Cohen. Remember that guy, Michael Cohen, that son of a bitch, that dude, express bullet train to hell. That guy sucks. I mean, he is the worst. When he was Trump's guy, he was the worst. And then Trump, you know, because it was convenient for Trump to sort of throw him by the wayside, the Stormy Daniels deal. And so he gets set to sail, like, you know, some Viking funeral. And he's like, I'm not dead. And he's like floating off and they're shooting arrows at him. So Michael Cohen, he goes to jail, he does his thing, and now he's back. Now Michael Cohen's been back for a couple of years, and all he does is talk shit on Trump. He still sucks. Don't get me wrong. You don't get to come back and now talk shit on Trump. Because every time I see him talking shit on Trump, I go, which is it? You have no credibility. That's the problem. That's the problem with all of these people, politicians in general. But all of these specific people, they have no credibility about anything. Giuliani says he was kidding. He was just, well, no, first he said it never happened and it was a lie. And then the video, of course, came out. Why? Because the video was on Showtime. It was a Borat movie. Do you remember when Louis Giuliani in that Borat movie from a couple of years ago? Borat set Giuliani up with some like young Ukrainian, obviously like a Russian spy. She was obviously a Russian spy. And he sort of honeypotted Giuliani. And we saw that. And Giuliani went in the bedroom and pulled his pants down and got comfortable. And then when the reports of that came out, Giuliani was like, that isn't true. That's just the liberal media. And then we saw it and we're like, what? And he goes, I was kidding. Credibility. Credibility is important. None of these people have any credibility. None of them about anything that they say. Not a single one of them. Here's another situation, another credibility thing. See the story? So Romney, who seems like an all right dude, Romney seems fine, not my cup of tea, seems a little lame, be boring to go to dinner with, you know, but whatever, he seems fine. Again, he seems like a decent man. I don't have to agree with everything about you to go, you know what, but you're a good man, and that's fine. Romney got no credibility now. Romney's got a new book out where one of the chapters he talks about Oprah called him and Oprah wanted Romney to run as an independent. Oprah was going to run for president as an independent on a unity ticket, and she wanted Romney to be her vice president. Romney put that out in the new book, and boy, that's the splashy headline. Oprah wanted Romney for a unity ticket in 2020, according to new Romney book. That was everywhere yesterday. Yeah, now Oprah's saying, what? Are you kidding me? No. So there you go. Oprah is saying that is not true. That was not true at all. All right, so whatever. Credibility. Again, whatever. Selling books. Here's how that happens in the book world. The editor goes, I need one really good splashy story that we can launch this with. I just need something. And if you don't have one, the author will make it up. You know why? Because the author will do whatever it takes. Please his editor. You want a splashy story? How about the time Oprah called? And in his head, he's going, well, this never happened, but whatever. There's no harm, no foul. What? This is the repercussion for it, that Oprah goes, that never happened. Doesn't matter. People will think it did. Trevor May, pitcher for the Oakland A's, has retired from baseball, and he retired in a pretty badass way. Let's check this out. I'm going to play this. This was from, I think this was this Twitch earlier today. Again, Trevor May, 9-year veteran pitcher, Major League Baseball, just spent this last season with the Oakland A's. And what you need to know about the Oakland A's is that they are a very sad baseball team. They are not good, but they're not good on. Well, actually, they're very poor. They're trying to move. They hate their stadium. They're trying to move to Las Vegas. The owner doesn't give a damn. It's really a bad, well, I mean, going back to the movie Moneyball, this has been the lot for the Oakland A's for the past 30, 40 years. And yet, strangely enough, the Oakland A's have managed to not completely embarrass themselves as competitors over this stretch of time. The Oakland A's are terrible this year. They were terrible last year. But just a couple of years ago, I think they made it to the ALCS, and, they've won numerous World Series in my lifetime. So they're not a foolish team. They're not a complete joke of a team like my Chicago White Sox or the way our Rangers used to be. Yeah. Rangers were, not anymore, though. All right. So this is Trevor May. He announced his retirement from baseball, and this is how he did it. Hold on. Come on now. I'm just waiting. I'm watching this stupid Wanda Sykes commercial. You guys don't need to see the Wanda Sykes commercial. There we go. Okay, this is the Trevor May video. This is from earlier today. Okay, let me get rid of that. You know what, though? Hold on a second. Before I forget about this, I wanted to mention this. I was talking about that Wanda Sykes commercial. Wanda Sykes does a commercial where she voices an anthropomorphic garbage disposal. It's a commercial for garbage disposals. And she's like, put something choppy in it. That's the bit that she talks. It's the garbage disposal talking to the housewife while she's cleaning her dishes. And Wanda talks, whatever. That's the bit. That's the commercial. But there's another one that pops up all the time, and it drives me nuts. It makes me so mad, and I don't know why. Well, maybe because you're slightly crazy. Well, I do have conversations with schizophrenic me, so he might be right. There's this Capital One commercial that stars Jennifer Garner. Jennifer Garner? She's delicious. What a lovely woman, right? Oh, that Ben Affleck, what he did to her. Jennifer Garner, who does not love Jennifer Garner. Certainly not me. I like her. But man, am I mad about this commercial, this Capital One commercial. So here's the premise of the commercial. It's Jennifer Garner, and she's like working like a migrant. Like you see her, and she's like got gloves, and she's carrying a basket full of fresh fruit, and she's walking through a field surrounded by lettuce pickers and stuff. And so she's like, hi, you may know me from my other job, but I'm also a small business owner. And, it's Jennifer. And she's got a small business, and she starts talking about, all of the benefits of Capital One small business. And at the end of this damn commercial, Jennifer Garner. This is Jennifer Garner, who introduced us in the beginning of the commercial as, you may know me from my other job. You mean globally famous, super wealthy movie star? Yes, that's what we know me from. So she established that right away. You may know me from my other job, but I'm also a small business owner. Okay, so that's the kickoff to the commercial. Then at the end of the commercial, after she talks about Capital One and all the advantages of being a small business owner with Capital One, they show her because one of the perks is that you get access to all of the luxury lounges at airports, right? Capital One users get access to luxury lounges around the country. And then they show Jennifer Garner. They show Jennifer Garner in this luxury, like in a United luxury lounge or whatever at an airport. And she has a drink in her hand, and she looks around like a girl who's just off the bus from Nebraska. And she goes, I can get used to this. Fuck you. I'm like, you're Jennifer Garner. You haven't flown commercial in 30 years. Oh, but you're going to fucking pander to us on a stupid commercial. I can get used to this. So anyway, I kind of went with that. I kind of went with that performance there. I was like, what this really bothers me? I should totally flume this. And there it is. Now I feel better. Thank you. You and me, we did this together. All right, so Trevor May quit his job with the Oakland A's. He retired from baseball, and he went out in a pretty badass way. Here it is. Let's watch and enjoy the great Trevor May.
And I just want to know, now that it's official, to the A's organization and every single person part of it, I love all of you. Every single one of you except for one guy.
Uh-oh.
We all know who that guy is.
Uh-oh.
Sell the team, dude. I tried to get a sell shirt. It didn't get here fast enough.
He's going to go up on
Sell
the
it, man.
owner.
Let someone who actually like takes pride in the things they own something. There's actually people who give a shit about the game. Let them do it. Take my
Look, this is important because if you're a baseball fan, you know that most baseball fans feel this way about their ownership at some point or another. Here's something we've never seen before. We've never seen our feelings as fans about bullshit owners who don't want to win, who are just trying to make a profit. It's the first time we've ever seen a player say exactly what the fans. Now, this dude here, Trevor May, speaking for everybody in Oakland, there's a lot of heartbroken people who are about to lose their team, the Oakland A's, probably been in their family. It's their tradition for 50, 60 years, however long it is that they've been there. People are hurting, but an owner, he's like, I want to go to Vegas, this guy. We've never heard this. This is so great. This is a player saying something we've never heard a player say. It's the same thing that we fans say.
mommy and daddy's money somewhere else, dork. People give a shit about the shirt. It didn't get here fast enough. Sell it, man. Let someone who actually like takes pride in the things they own something. There's actually people who give a shit about the game. Let them do it. Take mommy and daddy's money somewhere else, dork.
Dork.
And also, if you're gonna just be a greedy fuck, own it.
Look, let me tell you something about that. It was funny and I chuckled, but the dismissive, take mommy and daddy's money, spend it somewhere else. Dork. That dork thing, let me tell you why that was effective. Because whoever the owner of the Oakland A's that they're talking about, the Oakland A's owner probably is a dork. And he knows that the only thing that allows him to have cool friends is his money. And here is somebody who is, he's young, he looks attractive, he's an athlete, he's a pro baseball player, sounds like a pretty cool guy. Hey, he's my friend, right? Him dismissing him as a dork, that had to have hurt. Of all the things, he didn't give a shit. The owner didn't give a shit about Trevor May talking about, sell the team and mommy's money and all that kind of stuff. No, but what he cares about is that a cool guy, a cool young baseball player thinks he's a dork. That hurt. That hurt on a psychic level. Good job, Trevor.
There's nothing weaker than being afraid of cameras. So that's one thing I really struggled with this year, was not just eviscerating that guy. Do what you're gonna do, bro. You're whatever. You're a billionaire. They exist. You guys have all this power. You shouldn't have any because you haven't earned any of it. But anyway, whatever. It is what it is. Reality is you got handed everything you have, and now you're too soft to sit and stand in front or take any responsibility for anything you're doing. Yeah, whatever. Oakland is Oakland. You can make all the cases. It's not a great city. Blah, 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 blah. But you're putting hundreds, if not thousands, of people out of work that have worked somewhere for decades, and you haven't acknowledged that at all.
If I know sports radio, Oakland sports radio are going to really get chipped up by that. Oakland, it's not a great city, whatever. is him seemingly to acknowledge that Oakland is not a great city.
So
you had me and you lost me, says the Oakland A's fans.
Just be better. That's all we're asking. Just be a human being.
All right, there he goes. I don't even know who that guy is, honestly. Trevor May. I'm not familiar with him. I think I've heard the name, but I'm, not like White Sox got to get Trevor May. But that was awesome. I've never seen, even, a lot of players have retired. Although maybe we're in the era now where we do know more about our athletes because our athletes are doing more things. They're on the social medias. They're making comments. They are doing podcasts. They are, man, I had an idea. Hold on, I got to sign in. Because Google did that thing where it just signs me out randomly. Oh, that's it. All right. I had this idea like 6 years ago. I was involved in this. So Ben Zobrist is a baseball player, and Ben Zobrist was doing a podcast. And the branding agency that I was working for in Chicago, we had a meeting. He contacted us about doing something with his podcast thing. And I remember he was talking about how everybody does it. They do it in the locker rooms and nobody listens to them. They don't make them public. And I remember thinking, man, that's a platform. That's just one place where all of the biggest athletes podcasts are. You're like an ESPN for the voice of the athlete. And it still hasn't been created. Well, I guess, Apple podcast or anywhere you get podcasts. But I don't know. It seemed like something 5 years ago. And now everybody does it. Every single big athlete has a podcast. Now, many of them are terrible, like bad. Like they're just bad. They're doing it because their agent's like, hey, man, now we got to do a podcast for you. And so now you got some big meathead dope going, reading questions. My favorite restaurant. It's terrible. So, but there are some that do really good ones. The NBA has a number. The NBA has been at the forefront. NBA players have been at the forefront of doing really good, provocative talk. Anyway, maybe this is something we're going to start seeing out of our professional athletes more now. Professional athletes, until very recently, had always been extremely guarded. Why? Because here's what I think it is. I think they've been guarded because anything that they say has the potential to be taken out of context by the all-powerful media and then turned against them. And that could come back. They lose sponsors, they lose that. So that's the way it always was. But now, because of podcasts, because of the ability to stream, because you can tweet your own, maybe an athlete who, if he's big enough, can get 2, 3, 4, 5 million followers. Maybe that's enough of an audience. That's a bigger messaging platform than anybody who's going to try and say they did something wrong. So maybe athletes are now speaking more because they have power. They have the power to respond, whether it's on their Twitter account with, as I said, 10 million followers or whatever. They couldn't do that before. Maybe we'll see more of that. But anyway, congratulations, Trevor May. Retires from professional baseball and then tells the owner of the Oakland A's, you fucking suck, dork. And then he gets out. Beautiful. Speaking of, how about we watch a football fight? This is a football fight that came out of my fair city. Oh, sure. There's a lot of good fights there at Soldier Fields. This one was, it's getting a lot of play online because people are saying that it's a cheap shot. So let's see it. And then let's decide whether or not we think it's a cheap shot. This is typically the kind of thing that we do in the nighttime show, with James. I'm sorry. I use Google Drive, and I don't know if you know this, you can't really just navigate around Google Drive all that easily. You have to click, 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 click. I find myself in these positions where I'm just talking because I'm really just killing time. All right, football fight. Here we go. Let's see this one. Is this it? Yep. All right, here we go. There's a big fight at the Bears game over the weekend. It's a very upsetting Bears game, but it's a fun fight. So you tell me. People are saying this is a cheap shot. All right, here we go. Justin Fields is being accused of cheap shotting Walter Payton. So watch the video. Here we go. Can't beat fun at the old Bears game. Oh shit! Oh shit! Yeah, we'll see that again. And now you're looking at He's old man. He's old man. He's old man. He's an ass. Look. All right, so the little Walter Payton guy, he's the one in the 34 jersey. This guy in the Fields jersey, he's an old man. He's like an old man just whipping ass. So here is the controversial incident, I guess. All right, so see, here's Walter Payton. Walter Payton's just been knocked on his ass. And now he's getting up. And as you can see, doesn't exactly have his sea legs under him yet, but he's getting back into the fight because he may not be able to fight, but he's going to be there. Oh, all right. So that's obviously a problem. That is what people are saying is a cheap shot. Let's watch one more time. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Shit. Oh, shit. Shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Now he's gonna shake this off. He's like, okay. Oh shit! Oh shit! You know, he's coming to get back into it. He's back on his feet. Back on his ass. Wonderful. This fight was over a bathroom. That's right. Somebody cut in line at the bathroom. I am guessing one of the youngsters cut in line in the bathroom, and Grandpa wasn't having it. And that's what happened. What else do we have here? Anthony Brown has been arrested in Florida for child support violations or whatever. Yeah, this is the guy in that famous video who was screaming at his pregnant wife, you dumb whore, you bitch, you slut, all this terrible stuff. He's a terrible human being. And so he's been arrested in Florida. Anthony Brown, remember, he's the guy who quit in the middle of the game with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He got Tom Brady as his quarterback. He's a wide receiver, and he quits in the middle of the game. Douchebag. He's such an asshole. You know what? He's an asshole. All right, let's go. Yesterday during the Cowboys game, did you watch the Cowboys game? There was a lot of talk about something that I had never really heard about. I didn't know that this was a thing, but Troy Aikman and Joe Buck were doing the game, and Jay-Z was there, and they addressed something. Apparently, Troy had never addressed it before, but there's this thing online that says that Troy Aikman and Jay-Z are twins or like look the same. This is a thing. I've never heard of this before. And I honestly don't see it, so I don't know. But here, let's look at these. So here are some pictures of Jay-Z and Troy Aikman side by side. People online say that they're doppelgangers. All right, here we go. Okay, that's not a particularly good one. They don't look anything alike here. One's a black guy with dreadlocks. No. Come on, there we go. Okay, all right, that's a little different. Nope, still don't see. I see it. I see what people are seeing now. It's only one thing. It is only one thing. They have the same eyes. Troy Aikman and Jay-Z have the same eyes. Wow. Wow. Well, let me see if we got more pictures. Oh, no, come on, give me something better. Really? You don't have any better pictures? They have the same eyes. That's it. They have the same eyes. What the? Okay, so, but they don't look, that's not crazy. I mean, okay. That's pretty good. I didn't anticipate that. That changes my whole thing. There you have it, Jay-Z and Troy Aikman. Twinkies. What else do we got here? Okay. All right. So here's something. This is a story that was written today. I read this. It's not necessarily trending, but it's a story from a major news, what newspaper? USA Today. USA Today pulled off of MSN. Okay. Guys, I need my dudes. I need all the guys in the chat room. All right, come on, guys in the chat room. I need to say I'm here. This is just for you, ladies. Now, look, I know that this is a show that's executive produced by April, Leslie, and Christina, and I will have a question for you as well, but this is just for my boys. Boys, and seriously, I want my boys to respond. I'm going to ask you a question, okay? Makeup for men, yes or no? Come on, boys. I want to see you. I want to see you in the chat room. Women, shut up. I don't want to hear it from women yet. Please, women, please don't. Please don't. Please. Just the guys. I just want to hear from the guys. Makeup for men. Because it's a thing. You know why it's a thing? Because somebody went, I bet we could make money if we could sell makeup to men. And then you know what they did? They went, okay, here's how we do it. First, we pay somebody who's real influential to start wearing makeup, and we don't say anything about it. Then we allow it to organically catch on online and have people start commenting on it. Then we start signing big celebrities, and we start putting makeup on them. And now, all of a sudden, the rank and file, the great unwashed, they have heard of men wearing makeup, and now they are seeing that there is a product. So men wearing makeup with a product, that must mean it's okay, and I have insecurities, and I would like to be more beautiful, so now I'm trying it, and all of a sudden, my kid in 5 years is going to be wearing mascara? I am not for it. Cameron Grant says no. Goat says no. Ross says no. Adam, of course, made it complicated. Jesus. Well, it's all right, Adam. The world is complicated. The world is nuanced. And this might be a nuanced thing, but I can't abide this. The dude cannot abide this. This cannot become a thing. Look, about 10 years ago, oh my God, I'm so old. Like 17 years ago, I took a stand when I saw something happening and I tried to stop it and I couldn't. I was overwhelmed. The mustache came back. I tried, just the solo mustache that like in the 80s, it was just like Mike Ditka, Burt Reynolds, and Tom Selleck. That was it. They were the only people who had that because it was a dumb look. Then all of a sudden, like around 2007, I started noticing hipsters just growing the Tom Selleck. And I'm like, you guys, the mustache is coming back. We can't have the mustache back. Okay. That was something that I failed to stop. But now makeup for men. Oh yeah, I don't think so. And guess who's trying to make makeup for men like his thing? He wants to be the makeup for men guy. Somebody who we need to run from. Every time we hear his name, run from A-Rod. Ladies and gentlemen, that's right, A-Rod. Alex Rodriguez has a new beauty line, makeup for men. What Alex Rodriguez's new beauty line says about the rise of men's makeup. All right, now, ladies, I'm going to ask you. Ladies, what would you think if your man started wearing makeup? Wants makeup, you're going out, you guys, it's Saturday night, you're going to, you're going to have dinner with some friends. You get a friend coming in from out of town, you're going to meet him for dinner, you're so excited, and all of a sudden your husband's sitting there at the vanity next to you. He's borrowing your shit. Seriously, because this is a very real thing. I mean, yes, Alex Rodriguez is a fool, but he's got like major people behind him in VC and all this stuff because somehow people have convinced other people that men will start wearing makeup. And I'm telling you, this is again one of those creep things. We're going to see it as a creep. It's not just going to be suddenly you're not wearing makeup. Dude, my son. Okay, let me tell you something about my son. I love my son, don't get me wrong, but he is a boy of his age. So apparently old guys, like dudes like over 50, they make fun of Caleb Williams, who is probably going to be the first overall pick. Generational quarterback out of USC. He's a great college quarterback, Caleb Williams. Didn't have a great game last weekend, but whatever. Old heads relentlessly tease and act like he can't be a good quarterback because he paints his nails. So Caleb Williams, who's going to be the number one overall pick in the NFL, paints his fingernails and paints his toenails. My 14-year-old son has painted toenails. My 14-year-old son paints his toenails. He says everybody does it. He says it's a thing. My 14-year-old son is a huge meatball. Like he is just like, it's not, he doesn't play with dolls is what I'm saying. Some little boys you're like, okay, no. So it's a thing. So it's happening. Men are going to start wearing makeup. Why? Because there's money to be made in the space. Don't fall victim to it. But we'll have no choice. We really won't have any choice because society will change. And all of a sudden, we'll all be wearing makeup. Former pro baseball player Alex Rodriguez is not your typical makeup customer. Straight, Gen X, and traditionally masculine. Okay, whatever. He's perhaps one of the last celebrities you would expect to launch a beauty product line. And yet last week, Alex Rodriguez did just that. In a new campaign for men's wellness, A-Rod unveils his new Blur Stick concealer. Oh, what is that? Oh, can I borrow your A-Rod Blue Stick concealer? Described in a press release as a skincare solution developed specifically for men. Wrong! That's against the laws of nature. A skincare product for men. Men are supposed to look like an old baseball glove. That means that we've lived a life. That means that we've done things. That means that we've been through the shit. It's why younger men don't fuck with older men. That's why we have wrinkles. That dude's seen some shit. But no, A-Rod wants us all to look like who? Jared Leto? I don't think so. If we all look like rock stars, what are the rock stars going to look like? Rock stars, well, we've already seen that. We've seen rock stars now. I watched a guy on stage not the other night, but a couple weeks ago. We walked by this theater, a bunch of bands playing. There was a guy playing on stage, and he was wearing like a polo shirt and a blue members only jacket. Now, he was doing the irony thing right there, but that's where we're topsy-turvy. I got a 14-year-old meatball football kid painting his nails. And then I see this hipster rock band, and the lead singer looks like he teaches driver's ed in 1989. I don't understand what's going on in the world. But makeup for men is coming. Why? Because that space is available for a profit. So they're going to change. They're going to slowly change our perception as a society about men wearing makeup. And I am warning you right now at ground zero, don't do it. Stay dug in. Don't be a dick about it. Like, don't be like, don't turn it into a gender thing or anything like that. Just, well, no, it is a gender thing, but it's not that gender thing, right? You know, I told you I was watching that show on Netflix, The House of Usher. Oh, there was one of the greatest lines of dialogue I have ever seen in a movie or in a TV show. It was one of the best written scenes. Bruce Greenwood, the patriarch, the top usher, this billionaire pharmaceutical CEO who has ruled the world. He's talking to a lawyer. They're having a private drink, speaking with a lawyer. And he talks to the lawyer about the difference between people like him, gods, and just regular people. Why did he become a god? And like regular people, they struggle to make their bills, all that stuff. Bruce Greenwood goes into this speech about life giving you lemons. And I'm telling you, folks, it is the most amazing thing. I don't know what episode it's in. I don't know. Maybe if you watch the episode, if you watch the series, it's only 8 episodes. You'll watch all 8. You'll come across this scene, and your mind will be blown the way my mind was blown. And your mind will be blown the way the lawyer who had to sit here and listen to it's mind was blown. So the question was, life gives you lemons, and what separates the gods among men from the men? If a god is given lemons, the lawyer said, so what do you do? Make lemonade like the rest of us? And the god says, no, we don't make lemonade. The first thing that we do is we start a multi-million-dollar advertising campaign convincing everybody that lemons are the coolest things on earth. Maybe we get one of the Jonas Brothers to be shown eating a lemon in a bar. That goes viral. #LemonLife. And then we start buying up all the lemons. And then suddenly we've got all the lemons. I'm not doing it justice. But he goes on for like 5 minutes about this. When life gives gods lemons, here is what gods do with lemons. And at the end of this speech, I'm like, fuck, that is the great. So, but that's what they're doing here with men's makeup. They've got a hole. We've got men's makeup that we need to sell. Nobody wants men's makeup. Well, they're going to slowly change the perception of what it means to be a man wearing makeup. And it's beginning with Alex Rodriguez. Here, let me show you. I think we've got a picture here. Alex Rodriguez on one of the baseball broadcasts yesterday was wearing his new skincare line. So let's see what that looks like, huh? Oh, there he is. Is this him? Oh, no, these are just, okay. So these are all pictures of Alex Rodriguez wearing makeup. All right, let's get a look at it. Remember, Alex Rodriguez is like 50-something years old. So, he looks like me. He shouldn't look like a 20-year-old, but let's see what Alex Rodriguez men's makeup looks. He's very shiny. Ugh. Did J-Lo get him into this? Is he still with J-Lo? No, J-Lo's with Ben Affleck. Who is he with? Is he with somebody? I don't know. Boom. There you go. There's old men's makeup face. We're all going to be wearing makeup. Look at how shiny he is. Is it makeup supposed to stop the shine in the lights? Oh, there he is. Look at him. He's putting on. See? This is the slow creep. Your kid, my 14-year-old kid, is going to see A-Rod, a baseball Hall of Famer, sitting in front of a vanity applying concealer, and he's not going to think anything of it. It's not even going to register consciously, but subconsciously it is. He's going to be like, okay, I guess that's okay. And it's not. And here's why it's not okay. Has nothing to do with, you not being manly or anything. It's an expense you as a dude don't need. You don't need to be, you know how expensive makeup is? Oh my God, do you not listen to women when they complain? I know, typically we don't listen to women, but when women complain about the cost of purses, see, now we're going to need a purse. Now the man bag business is going to become a thing, and every man is going to have a man bag because he's also going to have a whole bunch of Alex Rodriguez concealer. Jeez. Freak. Look at, what's he doing? Is he holding this? He's going, look, this is my stuff. This is my, look, he's going to make a lot of money. Good for him. Is he even an attractive man? I don't know. He's more attractive than me, that's for sure. But look at how shiny he is. He's got no wrinkles. Oh, that's okay. So look, so right here, here's a picture. I guess this is what that stuff looks like. Nope, I ain't doing it, you guys. I ain't doing it, and I hope you don't either. Adam says women shouldn't wear makeup to make anyone but themselves feel good. F the patriarchy and beauty standards. Well, you know, it's not the real world, but I mean, I understand the sentiment. Yeah, the sentiment is nice, but it ain't the real world. You bet on TikTok? F the patriarchy? TikTok is nothing but girls trying to get rich men. That's all it is. So, I mean, I get what you're saying, and you know, but I don't even know that women agree with that line anymore. You know, that whole idea. Some do. That's fine. But a lot don't. So as a man, I don't really have an opinion on that anymore. Women, I like women to wear makeup though, unless they don't have to wear makeup. Yeah, I guess that's a thing, right? I mean, because I have a friend, Sandy. Well, geez, Sandy probably wears makeup. No, she doesn't. I was gonna say Sandy's like in her late 40s now, but she was just this girl. She used to do a whole lot of like brand modeling and stuff for us, and we used her because we had a whole bunch of organic brands and stuff. And she is just the healthiest looking, natural. And the time we were using her, she was like in her mid 30s, and she was a mom with 2 kids, but she could still pull off like a young college girl that's vibrant and all that stuff. Never wore makeup. Never once. They had to apply powder and stuff for shine, for lights, for some picture. But like if you were to just see her walking down the street, she didn't need makeup. She didn't wear makeup. My son's mother wore very little makeup. So yeah, makeup's not required. And too much makeup is terrible. But I don't have a problem with a woman who likes to feel good. You know, I mean, when you are looking in a mirror and you are putting makeup on, you know, you might think you look pretty. So if a woman like, I think she looks prettier in makeup, good. Because you do. Because you do look prettier in makeup. All right, let's move on. It's not that difficult. Let's see. Interest in men's makeup appears to be growing in the West, especially among Gen Z customers. Yeah, my kid painting his toenails. I'm fine with it. I don't even make fun of him for it. You'd think I would, right? But I don't, because I think that's kind of cool. But, it's whatever. I might like to paint my toenails. I don't think that's the same as putting makeup on my face. Seriously, I got a toenail situation that I need to do something about, and maybe a little bit of paint might make it look good. I have got, you know what, on my right foot, and this happens because you get old, on my right foot, my right toenail on my right foot, even though it doesn't matter, I am. Oh, and don't think I'm like gross. Look, I have these all over the house. I am constantly trimming up my toenail. I hate feet, so I make my toenails look good. I got a big toenail on my right foot that I don't know. I could describe that color as dog piss in snow. That's what it looks. It's like this entire toenail is like yellow. It's like yellow, and it's I got a little file. Like it's nice. It's nice. It's not a bad toenail, but the color is gross, and I don't know what's happening. So, would I like my son? My son had black toenails. My son's toenails are all black. I'm like, that might be cool. I might like that. I might enjoy that. That is not putting foundation on because I'm a man who I'm a little insecure about my wrinkles showing. What? Wrinkles are supposed to make men more attractive. At least that's what I was led to believe. Interest in men's makeup appears to be growing in the West, especially among Gen Z consumers. A 2019 survey by research firm Morning Consult found that a third of American men under 30 would consider wearing makeup. Man, there's a few benefits to being a guy. We can go to the bathroom outside almost anytime we want. That's a real advantage to being a guy. We don't have to wear makeup. We don't have to carry bags because we don't have a whole bunch of, we got a wallet, maybe glasses and keys. That's and a phone. That's what we got. And we got pocket. That's one for each pocket. We're good. We don't need a bag. That's a benefit to being a man. We're going out, right? You need to get ready. You need to get ready. A dude can get ready to go out in 20 minutes, and that includes a shower and a shave. 20 minutes, boom, out the door. Let's go. Let's do this. A woman, an hour and a half. That's a benefit that we men have, and we're willing to give that up. We have all these, we do have other, like we have one flaw. We have our testicles dangling on the outside right there. That is our vulnerability, and it's an incredibly bad spot, and it's a design flaw, or it's either a design flaw or it's purposeful in case we ever need to be kept in check, right? Maybe it's that's why our balls are right there, men. That's why our balls are front and center. If we get out of line and you need to check us and shut us down really quick, easy access. Maybe that's what it is. But again, we can go to the bathroom anywhere we want outside. We don't have to have a purse. Takes us no time at all to get ready. These are all benefits to being men. And now we're going to give that away. We're going to lose two of those things. We're still going to be able to pee anywhere we want. But now we're just going to be, we're just going to get dick makeup. Is that a thing? That's a Saturday Night Live bit, wasn't it? Wasn't dick makeup a Saturday Night Live thing? That I can see. That's an area where a man might be like, well, I'm a little... Yeah. You get concealer on you. You go to the bathroom and you got concealer on you. No, it's not a good thing. Adam says, once again, we see who the insecure men are when we discuss these things. He's so provocative. I love it. He's just... Let me back up a little. I want to read some of these because I like this subject. I think this is an interesting subject. This has nothing to do with being anti-feminist or anti-woman. I don't know how we got here. This has everything to do with it sucking to wear makeup. And I don't know why a man would want to just voluntarily suddenly have that suck be a part of their, daily life. But whatever. Jeff Ballard says, telling your wife she doesn't need to wear whore paint to look beautiful is the compliment you think it is. Found out the hard way. Well, yeah, Jeff, see, you probably don't want to. Adam says, that's what sexy pugs. If she feels better about herself and not to attract others. Yeah, but they're all doing it to attract others. See, that's the flaw in your system. You want it to be the idyllic way that you've presented it here, which is great, which is a woman going, I just feel great about wearing this makeup. I feel good, and I don't care about it. That's not that 100% of women put on makeup for men. That's it. That's the reality. You present an idyllic sort of slant on that, which is why, you're just causing trouble. You're just shit stirring. That's all you're doing. Women don't wear makeup for themselves. Women wear makeup for other men. And every woman wears makeup. And they all do it for other men. They can stop. They don't have to do it. I mean, there was like a movement like in the 70s. I remember you would have like women who would grow out their armpit hair, and you'd see them be walking down as no makeup, just because they're not doing any of those beauty standard things for men. Yeah, that didn't catch on. You see, because those women... Those women were not having good lives. They were not meeting men. They were not, and it turns out they were all crazy. Let's see here. Watch Barbie again. First of all, it's not possible for me to be 100% wrong because this is an opinion, Adam. And once you start telling that people's opinions are wrong, my opinion isn't based on any fact. My opinions about men wearing makeup are 100% based on how I feel about us taking on the unnecessary problem of having to cart around and apply makeup every day. That's not it. Adam also says, my soon-to-be 9-year-old most certainly knows where to hit a boy, man, who harasses her. Yeah, that's one of the fun things about being a girl dad is that you get to teach your daughter how to just go for the nuts. And here's the thing about being a boy dad. I feel it's probably important that I let my son know that all girls know. All girls who have a dad know. Okay, so don't do anything because that's why they're hanging on the outside like that. Not that my son would do anything. Oh, God, Jesus. Right? And I never thought that I would be one of those parents. See, here's the thing. I'm one of those parents now that my little angel couldn't do anything. Meanwhile, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, he's a bank robber, though. He's not a little angel. I mean, I might present it that way. He ain't a little angel. He's nice. He's nice and he's friendly and, he's not evil, but he's a scam artist. That's for sure. He's constantly trying to get away with shit, but maybe that's just because maybe that's actually, I do know that to be true. That is something that kids who are the most difficult in that way are smarter. They're just smarter kids. That's they look around and they're like, I shouldn't have to put up with this. And they start working on stratagem to change their place in life. All right, so there you go, men's makeup. We're basically like out of time. That was not even a subject that I was going to do, but I just saw it down here at the bottom. Here's another subject. Oh, wait. I did skip over a story. Yeah, okay, so I'll mention this. All right, so we'll do this one. 1, 2, how many times am I going to have to click before Google Drive starts to move? That's at least 100. I hate Google Drive. And I love Google Drive. I love Google Drive. I couldn't live without it. And I hate Google Drive. All right, so the Swiftie movie, Taylor Swift, Eras. It's out in movie theaters. It's doing really well, even though some people are like, it didn't become the biggest film of all time. It did not become the highest grossing film of all time. Taylor must be humiliated. I mean, that's like what a lot of gossip people were saying. Did like 4 million more than The Joker. And The Joker was like the biggest movie of like 5 years running. It did more than it just didn't do record-setting business. I mean, it did I think it's the largest concert opening film of all time, and it's the largest opening film of, I think Barbie beat it. I think it's the second of the year. I don't know, but we'll see. It's a massive hit. It is a massive hit is my point. And yet there are people, because there's value, there is commerce in being a contrarian. So a lot of people are making fun of it. So if you just hear anything about, Taylor Swift's movie's not doing that well, that's a fucking lie. Taylor Swift movie's doing really, really, really well. Really well. They're making money hand over fist. Stop it. But again, it didn't break the 120 million mark, which would have made it the #1 opening of all time. And that's what some people thought it could do because of this crazy moment that Taylor Swift is happening. But it didn't. It's a concert film. And I get that. I don't want to go see a concert film. Anyway, the people that are going to see concert films are people who are going to see Swift's concert film. This is the important thing here. Taylor Swift fans have descended upon the film theaters throughout this land. And let me tell you, there are some people who just go to movies. Like, you see them sometimes they're in the movie. They're just like movie-going people. Maybe it's like an old couple and they're like 80 or whatever. They seem perfectly nice. And they just sitting there and they'll see this movie. Those old people see everything. They just go to movies and they'll just watch it and they kind of see what kids are getting into and all that. So you'll see like people going to the Taylor Swift movie that aren't necessarily Swifties. And apparently there's like a whole thing about being a Swiftie. And if you're not a Swiftie, if you're just trying to see what this cultural phenomenon is all about, you're probably in for a much different movie-going experience than you. So that's happening. And people are complaining. People are complaining. They're like, sit down. Stop singing. Why is everybody applauding and clapping? Because it's a concert movie. Okay, it's not a story that we all need to shut up and listen to the dialogue. It's not a drama where we're trying to get lost in the acting talent of the people on screen. This is Taylor Swift singing Shake It Off on a giant screen to a bunch of 15-year-olds. Okay, stop it. People are mad. And there's a big conversation going on right now about theater etiquette and what the Swifties have done to turn the whole notion of theater etiquette on its head. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour film ignites debate over movie theater etiquette. Attendees voiced displeasure over the weekend regarding what some perceived as disruptive audience behavior. As a theater-going experience, it's horrible, said one. Okay, because it's not a theater-going experience. It's a movie of a concert that came through your town 6 months ago and charged $1,000 for tickets. So a bunch of people didn't get to see it. So that's what this is. It's not a movie-going experience. Stop it. Hold it to a different standard. All right, so we got some pictures inside the old Taylor Swift era. So let's watch this. Not pictures. I think these are videos. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let me see. All right, so this is what it looks like, I guess, inside the Taylor Swift era's film. There's a couple videos here, so we'll watch. Okay, so let's freeze it here. This is only 3 seconds, but it's okay. So it's a concert film. She's singing on a movie screen, and there are people waving their phones, their phone torches, like they're at a concert because they're idiots. She's not seeing it, you moron. Look at now. There's other people. They're out of their seats and they are dancing down here. Okay, so here's going on underneath it. Oh, I bet that made Grandma and Grandpa so angry. Or maybe Grandma and Grandpa are cool. Maybe Grandma and Grandpa are like this. That's a possible too. There's a lot of cool old people. All right, so there's that video. Let's see. Is there another one here? I think there is another one. Yeah, here we go. Look at these idiots. All right, let's see what these idiots are doing. All right, so you can see right there. People are, oh my God, people are having the time of their lives. Let's complain. Jesus. What's the matter with you? This is what was supposed to happen. This is why they put up Taylor Swift. Are you kidding me? You don't think, the Hollywood Reporter today is doing a big piece on theater etiquette and how Taylor Swift's fans can't behave themselves. Oh, shut up. There's nothing wrong with this. These people look like they're having a good time. I mean, I'm not one of them. I'm not going to this thing. But these people look like they're having a good time and leave them alone. Just tired of the jaded, bitter class, the cynical class. You know, look, if you're complaining about that, then you shouldn't be anywhere near a Taylor Swift show. Okay? It ain't one of them. Get out of there. We'll let you know when the Glenn Miller concert film comes out. Yikes. All right, let's see. Do I have anything else? Yeah, I got one more. No, do I have? Oh, wow. Okay, I forgot about this story too. Look at us. We're rolling. Do we have a speaker? What do they do? They quit. They did it once and went, okay, this is obviously not going to get better, so we quit. Palestinian government, breaking news. Okay, 200 to 300 dead in strike on Gaza hospital. That's a shame. Like I said, and I said it tongue-in-cheeky at the start of the show. I'll explain it to you again. People inside Gaza, Palestinian people, they voted Hamas into power. They held elections and they voted Hamas into power when Hamas's stated goal was the eradication of Israel. They voted Hamas into power over the Palestinian Authority led by Mahmoud Abbas, who said, we do not wish for the eradication of the Israeli people. We want Palestinian independence, and we want to do it the right way, through negotiation, through the World Court, through the UN, whatever it takes. That's what the Palestinian Authority was saying to the people of Gaza. Hamas said, no, fuck that. Let's just go break shit and be badasses. And they voted for that. So, yes, the Palestinian government is right now saying 200 to 300 people are dead in a hospital that was blown up by the Israelis in Gaza. The people of Gaza chose Hamas over the Palestinian Authority. And I keep saying this over and over again because it's an incredibly difficult thing to have to morally rectify what is going on there. Because yes, a lot of innocent people might be having a really bad day right now. But when you remember that Hamas, a weapon of the people of Gaza, because they voted for them over the people that wanted to do it the peaceful, diplomatic way. The people of Gaza had their choice. They chose violence. Violence occurred. Now, Israel is reacting the way Israel has every right to react. Shut this thing down. This, did you see that the extrapolated numbers of the amount of people who were killed, the amount of Israeli citizens who were slaughtered on that day? Compared that to 9/11, where we had 2,000 people die. So size, populations, and all of that. It's the equivalent of if 9/11 in America, if 35,000 Americans had died. We lost 2,000 Americans. What the Israelis went through would have been the equivalent to us losing 35,000 Americans. That's crazy. So yes, Israel has a right to go apeshit. And they certainly are going after Gaza. Once again, the people who had a choice of voting for the Palestinian Authority and their diplomatic way of doing things, or Hamas, the terrorists, and they voted for Hamas. And they voted for Hamas like 12, 13 years ago. This election was done. See, again, Gaza, when it first started as a thing and the PLO turned into the Palestinian Authority and all that, they became the governing body there. And the part of the deal was the world went, you can govern that, fine, we'll recognize you, the Palestinian Authority, you can govern that, but within 5 years, you got to have elections. And the Palestinian Authority set up all the infrastructure, and in 5 years, they had open and free elections for the people of Gaza. And guess what the people of Gaza did? They elected Hamas. And then guess what Hamas did? Never held another election. There hasn't been an election since the one that the Palestinian Authority lost. Hamas is in charge. The people of Gaza, who my heart breaks for, but, and I don't mean this to sound as tongue-in-cheeky as maybe it does, but elections have consequences. And you voted for the terrorists, and now you're all going to die. So excuse me if I'm not going to cripple myself with tears and sadness over every little report about hospitals being hit in Gaza. We're going to turn that entire place into glass. You people did this. And again, I do draw a distinction between the people of Gaza who voted for Hamas over the Palestinian Authority and the Palestinian citizens scattered throughout the rest of the world, primarily the ones I'm talking about in the West Bank. The Palestinian citizens who they keep having elections there in District 1 and District 2, and Hamas runs over there, but the Palestinians, they have elections there in the West Bank, and those people keep re-electing the people who are doing it the diplomatic way. That's not the route the people in Gaza took, and that's why we're here now. War is fucking hell. It's ugly, and it's the worst. And it was started when a bunch of sand rats got on a bunch of flying bicycles and decided to slaughter kids at a rave. That's when it started. Excuse me, no tears about dead people in a hospital in Gaza. Let's get it over with. Let's reform that entire region. I'm watching all of these things. CNN is just, look how horrible it is here in Gaza. Yeah, we understand. I said on day one that what we've got to be looking out for here, and we're going to hear about it in the coming days, the humanitarian crisis. It's going to be the biggest humanitarian crisis that the world has seen. This is going to be bigger than an earthquake. This is going to be bigger than... Oh, and here's the other problem. This is the other thing I was reading about last night. So, all of the other Arab nations, are openly on the side of the Palestinians. Oh, the Palestinians. Nobody's taking Israel's side because, of course, that's a death sentence. You can't do that. If you can't represent any culture of Arab people and be like, you know what, on this one, I'm going with the Israel. You can't do that no matter what. It's always got to be, no matter who did what to who, you've always got to side with the Arabs. So the entire Arab world is like, we're on the side of the Palestinians. So then, the rest of the world is going, so you're going to take all the refugees so we can get them out of Gaza so that we can save some lives? Oh, no, we ain't doing that. No, we can't do that. None of them. None of them are taking any refugees. Not Syria, not Jordan, not Saudi Arabia, not Egypt. None of them. Oh, but they're supporting. We're going to support them because that's what they say publicly, because they don't want their people coming at them with pitchforks and stuff. Because you know what? A lot of their people are fucked up. Religion has poisoned a lot of brains in that part of the world. And there's a lot of people there who don't. Shit. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go into. Yay, we're done. Okay. Yeah, that's right, goat. None of them, not a one, are taking any refugees. Not a one. I mean, they're all calling for the world to take notice of what's happening to the Palestinian people. Not one of them wants to help them. Not one of them wants to open their borders and let these people come in and give them water and give them food. Nope. Now they got to stay there and get turned into glass. Funflation is a thing. Funflation is a new word. It's it's trending today. I've never seen funflation. Do you know what funflation is? Funflation is a term being applied to and it is out of step with everything else. Everything else is being affected by inflation. Gasoline, interest rates, food, soda. Oh, I was at the Kroger. Oh, you guys, I was at the Kroger the other day, and I'm walking down the soda aisle. You know how I get about the soda aisle. Oh, the volatility of the price of a 2-liter bottle of generic soda at a Kroger store is crazier than the oil market. It is just, dude after my own heart. I'm walking down the Kroger soda aisle, and I pass this dude, and dude goes, What, they raised the price on this again? God damn. And I walk by him and I go, yeah, right? That used to be 89. He's like, man, what are they doing to us? And I go, I don't know what they're doing to us, brother. I have no idea. He's like, you be good. You be good. We walked away. But it was a man after my own heart. Another guy who walked into the soda aisle at Kroger and went, what? How much does this stuff cost now? The only reason I drank it was because it was so cheap. It ain't so cheap anymore. Yeah. I got a problem with that. Wait. Funflation. Funflation is a term being applied to the sector of entertainment. Entertainment costs are skyrocketing. They are far outpacing all the other sectors. You know, the things that we need, the staples, you know, the gas and the food and all that stuff. That's a progressive sort of rise. But funflation. Here's the problem with funflation. You know what they did to us with funflation? What am I talking about? I'm talking about movie tickets. I'm talking about concert tickets. I'm talking about anything that you do to go out and get out of the house and have fun. After the pandemic ended, I told you, I was reading this article. This is what they did. This is why concert tickets are more expensive now than they've ever been before. This is why you can't go to an NFL game anymore. This is why baseball tickets are ridiculous. Even nobody cares about baseball. When everything opened back up, they knew that you've probably been sitting on a whole bunch of fun money. And you've been locked up in the house for 2 years. You got more money to spend. So they jacked the prices up on everything. And now it's almost impossible. You know, this was really made apparent with this Taylor Swift Eras tour. Where, as I said, some tickets in the Upper Bowl in Houston were going for over $1,000 each. That's just in the building. The worst seat in the building going for $1,000 each. That's funflation. That's where regular people, the middle class, the working class, the people who used to be able to go, I could go see Van Halen back in 1992 for $20. That was it. And it was a good seat. Regular people like us were being priced out of the entertainment market. That's the great final frontier. Look, we get marginalized, the middle class. We get marginalized in every way. And we come to expect it because, we ain't them. Mansion on the Hill syndrome. We ain't them. They live up there in that fine mansion on the hill. One day I'll have that mansion on the hill if I just kiss their ass enough. That's typically how we go about it. But make no mistake, we are being squeezed out. Things are becoming far too expensive for a middle-class family to have the kind of fun that maybe they once did. The rising cost of fun is becoming a drag. Ticket prices for live entertainment events, from Taylor Swift concerts to National Football League games, are at high seasons. Theme park visits rose at a staggering rate this year, triggering a phenomenon that analysts have dubbed funflation. Families coughed up large sums saved during the pandemic to attend the live events and parks this year. Friends treated themselves to memorable performances. Mothers took their daughters to stadiums packed with friendship bracelet-clad concert goers to see Swift's Era Tour. Now, some Americans are feeling tapped out. Nearly 60% of Americans say that they've had to cut back on spending on live entertainment this year because of rising costs. According to a Wall Street Journal Credit Karma survey, about 1,000 U.S. consumers conducted According to a Credit Karma survey of about 1,000 consumers conducted at the start of September, 37% of respondents said that they can't keep up with the rising price of events for things that they want to attend. While more than 20% of Americans say they are willing to take on debt to continue to be able to see their favorite bands and attend their favorite sporting events. Well, okay. Now, sorry, I'm distracted by something on TV. So I guess one of the arguments is, well, you're an idiot if you're willing to take on debt for something as frivolous as a concert. Yeah, but then I would say that it's not really frivolous. It's not really frivolous. I know that we think of them as that way. No, that's life. Joy, doing things that you enjoy, having a full and a well-rounded existence, that's not frivolous. People do need to go out and have fun. People do need, that's why it's so sick that, the regular people are being squeezed out. We're the ones who can't afford this shit. Rich people going to be able to go see Elton John for $5,000 a ticket anytime they want. But a mom, like a divorced mom and her 12-year-old daughter trying to go see Taylor Swift, can't do that. That's not something that anybody can, that's not cool. But, that's why the Taylor Swift movie's out. that's why the movie's out. Can't have the real experience anymore because the real experience is just for people who can afford it. Because this is America. And it's all about being them, the mansion on the hill. One day I'm going to live in that mansion on the hill. No, you're not. No, you're not. There's not enough room in the country club for everybody who thinks that they're just one thing away from being a country club member. No, stop it. Focus on us. Focus on the middle class, the people you're around. Everybody got German luxury cars now. Everybody's got a McMansion. Everybody's in debt. When I was little, like the richest kid that I knew, like I had friends who they had money. I had a lot of friends who had money. But nobody seemed rich. Not like today. Like there were no big, giant, crazy houses. People lived in normal houses. Now, I had a friend whose dad owned 4 car dealerships. They lived in a normal house. If this was 2023, right, and his dad owned 4 car dealerships, they'd live in a gated community in Preston Hollow, and they'd be paying like, $18,000 a month for their mortgage because that's kind of what times dictate now. That's where we are. Back in 1978, a rich guy could live in a 4-bedroom, 2-story on a normal upper middle class or just middle class suburb. Kids could go to college, all of that stuff. Not anymore. Now we got to have a Tesla. Got to have a Tesla. You're a school teacher. You got to have a Tesla. You got to have that new. Why can't we just get back to just having enough? That's one of the things that's really changed about me in the last 15 years. I just need enough. Like I don't want a house, right? Like I keep thinking like, did I ever get a house again? I turn this around. Why? If I'm not married, if it's just me, why would I want a house? Just maybe a condo. I mean, if the question is, will you own something? Well, that's a different question. Yeah, probably. But a big house with a yard? I don't need that. Oh, Jesus. Now I'm looking at the dog. Yeah, okay. So if the dog comes with me and I don't know, then I guess maybe I do need a yard. I don't know. I just think that our parents and their parents, like I'm talking about the boomer generation, they didn't seem to need all the excess and the glitz and all that stuff that Generation X and we did, I guess boomers too to some extent, because wouldn't it be the boomers? No, forget it. It's the boomers. It is the boomers because the boomers were the ones who started buying all the McMansions in the mid 90s. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. It's the boomers. They did it. Another thing we can blame for them, the boomers looked at their little, bungalow that they grew up in and thought, our parents were losers. And then they had to go and created the whole McMansion thing. Yeah, right. Anyway, nobody can afford to go to anything fun. It's just another way that we, the middle class, are being crapped on. Wahlburgers there at Frisco in the Star. You ever been? No, of course you haven't. Nobody has. Wahlburgers is going out of business. Wahlburgers is the hamburger joint run by Mark Wahlberg, and I guess they did a reality show. It's a hamburger joint. I've never had it. Here's what I will say about Wahlburgers. There was a Wahlburger. Okay, so it was a place in Chicago where I worked, and I worked right up above it. Not for a long time, but for about 2 months. Every day, I had to go to this place right above this Wahlburgers in Chicago. It's on the corner of Ontario and something. In 2 months, I never saw anyone in there. I never saw anyone in Mark Wahlberg's hamburger place. And the only reason that they rolled this out, it's like 1,000 of them. They're like suddenly, all of a sudden, there was no kind of Wahlburger. And then all of a sudden, Wahlburgers is trying to be like Burger King. There's like a Wahlburgers everywhere. They didn't do it. They didn't expand because people liked it and thought, wow, this is a really special burger. No, they expanded because it's Mark Wahlberg. And now they're closing one after another. Womp, womp. Never had a Wahlburger. They look like obviously they're not great because you know what? I've never heard anyone go, dude, a Wahlburger is the greatest thing. Portillo's moved into this market, and for 6 months, all you heard were fat guys from the Midwest going, holy shit, this is good. You never heard that about Wahlburgers. You never heard anything about the food at Wahlburgers. Not Whataburger. In-N-Out. In-N-Out moved out here. People went nuts. There's something special about the In-N-Out burger. I don't know what it is. I don't really know what it is. But it's obviously a better burger. You ever had a Wahlburger? Peter says Peter says it sucks not having a game today. Yesterday was a nail biter. Yesterday was a crazy sports day, wasn't it, you guys? I had a lot of stuff to do. Like man, you know what I'm doing? I'm listening back to a bunch of the interviews from the 105.3 interview series that we did. I was just listening to some of it and trying to figure out a way to mesh this together. James, partner in this, not partner, he's basically the exec on this. He's done a lot of really good stuff. We're going to have that out here soon because I'm really working on it now pretty much full time. But I was trying to do that, and I was watching the Ranger game, and oh my God. That game was awesome. That game was so awesome. You guys, remember I went on my rant. I'm not worried. You're putting yourself out there to be embarrassed. No, I'm not. No, I'm not, because I feel this. This is a feeling. Yes, I have stated now that the Rangers are going to win the World Series. The Rangers are going to win the World Series, and they're going to play the Philadelphia Phillies. That's who it's going to be. Then the Rangers are going to win the World Series. And why do I say that? Why the Rangers suck? But no, they don't. No, they don't. They were exciting all season, then they fell apart at the end, and then they got hot. Have they lost? They haven't lost yet in the postseason. They were about to break my White Sox record. My White Sox went 11-1 in the postseason in 2005. That is the record. That is the most dominant postseason run in Major League Baseball history. They lost one game. They swept the opening round. They swept the World Series. They won the ALCS in 5 games. The Rangers are not going to lose. I don't think the Rangers are going to lose. They're coming back here to Arlington. They're up 2-0 over the Astros. And I know what you're saying. Pugs, the Astros are a great team. The Astros pitching is deep too, and it's coming. They got lucky with Framber. Framber shit the bed out there. He did not look great. But don't be sleeping on the Astros. The Astros are a great team. And I say, I know this. I know this to be a fact. Hell, the Astros at first base have my favorite Major League Baseball player of all time. Love that guy. Love Jose Abreu. Love him. The Astros are a really good team. Don't be sleeping on the Astros. But they're going to lose. They're going to lose because of magic. Do I believe in magic? No, not really. But I do believe in sports magic. And what is sports magic? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. But I do know that I've experienced it before. And again, I'll go back to that 2005 Chicago White Sox team that limped their way into the postseason. Boy, you want to talk about being caught off guard. I had no idea that team was going to do in the postseason. I expect another first round out. 2005, the Chicago White Sox draw the defending world champion Boston Red Sox, who had won like 106 games that year. The Red Sox were dominant. We limped in. We had won like 85. We swept them. We didn't just sweep them. We blew them out. 2 in Fenway. Bam, bam, knock them out. We're gone. Couldn't believe it. Second round against California. Everybody, California Angels are good. California Angels are going to the World Series. California Angels are going to come out of the American League. We beat the shit out of them, too. We lost one game, but that was a controversial game. It was a drop third strike kind of thing, and a guy ran to first base, and did he catch it? It's kind of controversial. Anyway, it was a close one. We lost one game there. Then we went on to Houston. We played the Houston Astros. And we blew them out in the first 3 games. And we get to the 4th game, and we're down there in Houston, and I'm watching this game, and I felt it. Everybody's saying to me, now, when you are a fan of the teams that I am a fan of, you have no optimism. You do not celebrate until it's over, until they're hoisting the trophy, because you suck. You are going to be punished. Lord is going to take it away from you. The devil's going to get his due. Whatever it is, you are not going to be sports satisfied. You are a fan of these teams, and that is your cross to bear. But it wasn't that way in Game 4. Game 4, I'm watching this team, and I had long decided there's something weird going, but I sat there in the VIP room at the men's club. They gave us the VIP room. They said, you want to put the game? I was like, I don't want strippers. I don't want to do all that, but I do want a place where I can go and watch the game. And they said, well, you can have a VIP room. We'll put it on the big screen. So we had a big party. All my White Sox fan watching people from all my Chicago Bear watching parties that I used to have. People I didn't even know. They all came. We all had a great time. And I remember sitting there watching this game, and everybody's going, oh, are you nervous? And I'm like, not at all. And they're like, why not? I'm like, because we're going to win. Because we're going to win this game, because there is nothing that is going to stop this team. This team is probably the 5th best team in the postseason, and they are going to win the World Series. And they did. And it was a feeling. And I'm watching shit. I'm watching the way the ball is bouncing. How did the ball magically bounce in our favor again? You guys, this is what the Rangers are experiencing. Fucking Jung. He's got the Astros. I thought for sure the Astros were going to come back. Jung, hot shot to third base. He bobbles it. He bobbled it. And my heart went down to my belly. And then, of course, he handled it. But it showed the baseball gods showed us there in a moment. It showed Texas Ranger fans. It said, look how precarious this all is. I could make him drop this, but I won't, because it's your year, because it's magic. Now, I don't know that they're going to go undefeated. I mean, I'd like to be boastful and be like, nobody's going to be. I don't know if that's going to happen. They might win. They might make it painful for us, especially knowing what Ranger fans went through with the back-to-back World Series losses. It probably won't be easy. But there is magic here, and I can't explain it. I can't explain it other than to say I've felt this before. I've watched a team that in every other instance, fully expect them to blow it. And that's how I feel about the Rangers. That's how I feel about my White Sox. In every other instance, I fully expect I'm not allowed to be happy. My team is not allowed to be this good. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. At any minute now, we're going to go back to being the Texas Rangers, and all of my friends who saw how excited I was are going to make fun of me because I allowed myself to enjoy it. Enjoy it. I'm telling you right now, enjoy it. And you know what? Even if I'm wrong, and I'm not, but even if I was, enjoy it anyway, man. You could have an aneurysm blow up in your head at 1:30 this morning while you sleep. Fucking enjoy it. I don't know. I'm not going to allow myself to get happy. Really? You're not going to allow yourself to get happy? Enjoy it. It's happening. And it's going to be Philadelphia too. Why is it going to be Philadelphia? Because and this bugs me a little bit, because I also saw a little Philly match. It's like Philly's got a thing. Like there's like this thing going on. And I think that's the matchup America wants. I think America wants Philadelphia and the Texas Rangers. Because America sure as shit. That's the other thing that we have going for us here. America sure as shit doesn't want the Houston Astros. Nobody in baseball, nobody that knows baseball wants anything to do with the Houston Astros winning anything ever again. Okay, I'm overstating that. I personally you know what? Houston needs to go 20 years. They can go 20 years of, and not even 20 years of just sucking, but 20 years of no titles. No, I don't care if they, you know what? I'm even going to allow Houston Astros to make it back to the World Series, but they can't win it. So that's it. That's the penalty. The Houston Astros have to not claim any titles for 20 years. Because, again, they cheated, but that shouldn't last forever. Because, again, look at me. I'm a White Sox fan. We threw a World Series. So at some point, you got to go, okay, that's a different era. It's a different thing. Yeah, Peter says Philly and Texas will be classic. It will be. It will be. And then two, I don't know. I'm just telling you, enjoy this. Enjoy. You Ranger fans, and I do not include myself among you. I hope to. Maybe at the end of all of this, we'll go through it together. But I haven't paid my dues. It didn't kill me when they blew those 2 World Series. This year, I think, could kill me. So as far as you Ranger fans goes, I would never consider myself among you. I'm a Ranger admirer, and I'm a fan, but I'm not really a part of your nation. But I'm telling you, you are owed this, Ranger fans. You are owed this, so go with it. So enjoy it. Be loud, be arrogant. Because, yes, they could end up blowing this, but you know what else? You could get T-boned by a garbage truck going through the next intersection. That's what life is. Enjoy it. And that's why sports are so important. Hey, go Rangers. All right, I got nothing else. Anybody tip the show today? I don't know. I didn't hear it go off. That's okay. Thank you to our executive producers, April, Leslie, and Christina. Once again, I do remind you that if you do enjoy this kind of talk radio, an attempt at non-divisive, non-political, let's just talk about life. Please tip the show if you can. That's how we stay on the air. Tonight, we got a Radio Misfits show. We didn't do a Radio Misfits show last night because, Cowboys game. I know, James, it was more me than James. James goes, I don't think anybody that even listens to us at night are going to be watching the Cowboys game, which I thought was weird because I thought he was like a diehard Cowboy fan. I mean, look, here's what I did. I watched the Cowboy game and I was, texting with my kid while the game was on. So that's fun. But tonight, we'll do a show tonight at 9:00. Tonight, we will do is it really there? There we go. All right, let's get this started. Here we go. Okay.
I have got my poetry. I have got my songs.
Really want to bring him to town. Really want to have a venue space. Really want to do a John Hinckley concert. Got to figure out how to explain why I want to do a John Hinckley concert. Well, first and foremost, because I believe the man is a pretty good songwriter. You guys, we've been playing the song every day for 2 years. I've been listening to this song every day for 2 years. You people have been listening to the song every day for 2 years. It's John Hinckley. It doesn't suck. It doesn't. You're fine with it. As a matter of fact, you people probably tap your toe to it every now and again. Isn't that crazy? This is a guy who tried to kill Ronald Reagan because he wanted to impress Jodie Foster. Now he's playing music that we're all like, hey, he ain't bad.
I am like the dancing bear, trained to be the best.
Trying to be the best. All right. I'm going to spend the afternoon listening to, I think I was going to listen to Sybil and Jasmine today from our live 105.3 documentary. James Parker is creating this documentary. I'm proud to be a part of it. It was my idea, but he's doing all the work, so he gets all the credit. So now it's time for me to start doing some of the work. So that's what I'm working on. I'm going to re-listen to Jasmine. I'm going to do the Jasmine intros and outros and the Sybil intros and outros. Today, that's what's on my agenda. Probably look for a job too. That's probably more important. But might make some money off of this project. I don't see how, but maybe.
It has been a journey multi-answer test.
I love you, Barney. I love you, Peter. I love you, April. I love you, Adam. I love you, Peter. I love you, Adam. I'm just going through. I'm going to tell everybody I love them. Why? Because everybody deserves to be told they're loved today. Oh, what a pussy you are. Fuck you. I'm a nice guy. And I want people to feel wanted. Is there anybody? Leslie Collins. I love you, Leslie Collins. Who else? Who else did I skip? Anybody? Adam. Adam knows I love him. Byron, I love you. Peter, I love. All right, the goat. I used to be able to do. I just tried to do a goat. I totally couldn't do a goat. I used to be able to do a goat. Is that a thing? Turn 50 and lose the ability to imitate a goat? Now I can't. Wait, hold on. Whoa! I used to be able to do that with my throat. I used to be able to make my throat vibrate. No! What's happening? Oh, dolphin. I can still do a dolphin. Oh, I can't even do the dolphin good. All right, this has been a terrible day. Did I tell you about how the dog ate the harness? Dog doesn't have a harness anymore because she ate the harness. It's not edible. I was reading this list today. There was this list that I was reading. That was like a lyric from a 90s song. I was reading a list. There was a list that I was reading. It was about the most non-family friendly dogs that you could bring into your house. You know, like they're like, these are the breeds that you need to be extra careful with when you're bringing small children in the house, right? And so it's all like the Cane Corso, the Belgian Malinois, the Wolf breed, the Husky, the Doberman Pinscher, the Louisiana Catahoula Leopard dog. Yeah, I'd never heard of this dog until they gave me one, or until I'm suddenly taking care of a. She is a Louisiana Catahoula Leopard dog. And I'd never heard of this breed. And now I've been living with it for the last 2 years. I love her dearly. She eats a harness. But there she is. Now she pops up. She pops up like right next to like, you know, the Wolf breed and the Cane Corso. Or I'm like, well, that's not her. But she is a killing machine. So I can totally see why. The Chihuahua was on there too. It wasn't just a list of big dogs that can do damage. There was a bunch of like little dogs on there too that are assholes. Chihuahuas are apparently assholes. Chihuahuas will bite you. Chihuahuas will bite you. They'll bite the kids. Chihuahuas are not friendly. Oh, also, St. Bernards and Great Danes made the list, but not because they're aggressive and mean, but because they're just so big and stupid. Like they said, like, you know, a St. Bernard could be a problem with small children because the St. Bernard, it might lay on them. It could literally suffocate a little kid if it felt it needed to keep the kid warm or whatever it is. And they said the same thing about a Great Dane. That the children under the age of like 15 should not be allowed to walk Great Danes. And I totally get that because they won't walk the Great Dane. The Great Dane will drag them and they'll have to hold on because there's no way a 15-year-old girl could control a 200-pound Great Dane. So they made the list not because they're mean, not because they're aggressive, but they made the list just because they're big and stupid. Which is kind of sad. 2:30 again. Did another big long one. Peter says, I got bit by a freaking basset hound when I was a kid. Aw, but that was the most adorable pain you ever suffered. Love you too, man. I'm always about spreading love and kindness. I love you, Adam. Love you. Love you all. Love everybody. Just tell everybody you love them. Just make sure people know. Make sure somebody hears that. Don't let anybody in your world go to bed tonight without knowing that at least one person said, hey, man, I love you. And yeah, it's kind of weird. It is kind of weird. And yeah, it does degrade the meaning. Like, you know, you know what I mean? Like it does kind of degrade. But no. There's a greater play at stake here. All right, you guys, I gotta go. Be well. Love you all. See you tonight at 9. Bye.
Tomorrow is another day. The best is yet to come. I have found a different way, so baffling to some. I can smile a little now. Things are going good. I always had to be on guard. That is understood. Down the road I'll